Alright. Hello and welcome to Catastrophic Solution. If you know the name of the quest you would like to go on, press 1.
Know me the name. I know me the name.
You have like a little Italian gnome chef. Just bounces around. Chef, boy or gnome, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Gnome or D? Funny. I feel a little weird with this thing right on my face. You sure?
It was right on the DM screen last time.
Yeah, but it was so right there that I was able to ignore it, and I just forgot it existed. I feel like it's.
I think you'll figure it out.
Okay. Once we start playing, I'll probably forget entirely about it.
I think you should remember it always. Every once in a while, just make eye contact.
Like Jim from The Office. Like when we do something stupid, just look over at it. Like, oh, these guys really.
I gotta perfect my gem look, where I just look at it kind of like exasperated.
Do I level up from reaching the town?
No, you don't.
Dang it.
Are we starting out straight up into town?
Nope. Y'all are coming up the road.
Okay.
Turn your phones off.
Yeah.
Or
I
your
thought I already
sound.
had.
All right. We're gonna do this. Pop your collars if you got them.
Right. Can I use this here? I'll just set that on the thing until we.
Just cover up the church, man. What are you doing?
We ain't at the church yet. Which side of town are we coming in on?
I'm guessing. the
Roll for
only
random
bad
encounters. Play for an hour before we meet Gabrielle.
Mm-hmm. You guys just kind of arrange yourselves over here.
This premium plastic?
It is premium plastic.
Okay.
It's better than yours.
No, not for long.
Yeah. All right. Let me get one of the gnomes over here. Which one of your gnomes do you want to be this time?
I am the firebolt.
Firebolt gnome?
It's supposed to be 2 light bulbs in that. Is that why it's so dark?
Probably.
Isn't that when we're gonna figure it out?
We're not changing the light bulb right now.
No. I'm just making room. I'm not about to change the light bulb right now. Okay.
We could. I've seen dumber things streamed on Twitch, but
I'm still looking for the one where it's just constantly kittens walking around.
all right, guys. So when we left off last week, y'all had successfully explored Vault 31. of Grim
Successfully
Youth.
used loosely.
Yeah. Taken a long rest and continued your travels down to the village of Nightstone, where you're supposed to meet up with a ranger at the Temple of Myliki and Lathander, and work on securing the defenses of the city and exploring the Ardeep Forest, scouting it for Elven territory. So, as you're walking down this path, your legs are beginning to ache, you're getting tired, and it's dusky, probably about 6-7 bells in the evening. And as you approach, you see that the layout of the town is what's called an old Motte and Bailey design. So the main portion of the town is enclosed in a 15-foot high palisade wall made out of trees which have been pointed at the top and sealed with pitch in the middle of them. Kind of like an old school style fort made out with a wooden wall. It's got a drawbridge on the west side of it, and the drawbridge appears to be lowered. You can see a couple of imposing 20-foot high guard towers on either side with chains connected down to the end of the drawbridge. Also, you notice on a small island built on top of a hill, there's a looming keep, like a small castle. And it appears to be partially collapsed on one side and damaged. And you notice that the bridge, which connects it to the Bailey, to the rest of the town, has collapsed. One other thing stands out to you. The bell from the church is ringing incessantly. As you approach, you see the drawbridge is down.
Sound like a.
You see nothing else moving around?
Does it sound like an alarm bell, or just like somebody went
Sounds like it's just going crazy.
fucking nuts? It's not like
Someone is
it's-
just going bonkers.
What?
It's not like it's
What?
like noon and they're ringing it 12 times. They're just like ah!
It's completely random and unhinged, and it'll stop for a few seconds, and then start again, and then stop, and then just go nuts.
Uh,
How high up is the bell?
You can see from where you're at, you can see that the wall around the town is about 15 feet high, and you can see on the far end that the church steeple raises up to about 20-25 feet, just a little bit above the walls, and you can see it appears like there's a bell probably in that steeple over there. You can also see there's a windmill here that juts above the wall, and you can just barely see the tops of a couple of other buildings as they all have very steep shingled roofs.
Steeple was like 20 feet.
20-25 feet in the air.
I would like to approach cautiously. And Recon, why don't you go do your thing?
Can I get a height estimate on the windmill as well?
Height estimate on the windmill,
If it's sticking up above.
it's weird because it's, I'll go ahead and give you this, there's not any way that you would know it from where you're at, but there's actually a small hill there that raises things up. So the windmill itself is probably only about 10-15 feet tall, but it looks taller from outside the wall.
Is this artist error or is that a thing?
Nope, that is a thing.
Okay, figure it out when we get there.
Okay, I'll enter in.
As you both approach the drawbridge, a couple of things stand out to you immediately. Okay. You, Radiant Dust, notice on the ground tracks. What look to be humanoid tracks leading away from the city into the north. You also notice smaller sets of tracks leading in across the drawbridge. Some of them are dirty, some of them flecked with blood, some of them look like they have very sharp little nails. You also see 2 large sets of canine tracks walking into the city.
Okay,
It's gonna be like this all game long. Something just turned on.
Coffee break.
you're not in the story here.
Nope.
Guys, it looks like pretty much all the people have left, but something came in. Something small and with claws. Do they look similar to my claws?
No.
Yeah.
I do not.
Definitely not cat-like creatures. And then there's also some dog prints heading into town. I want to just move across the bridge and try to assess what's actually happening in town. If there's people running
Yeah, that's what I was
amok,
wondering. If
or
there's people like running around, like
if I can see whatever's
I can
entered.
take a look. I'll hop on my broom and I'll fly about, I don't know, 20 feet up, see if I can see into the town.
Sure.
okay, I like that.
Flying about 20 feet up, you pull out your broom of flying, pop your gnomish butt on it, and fly up, and a couple of things stand out to you immediately. The first is
Real quick, can I have
First is a cannonball.
give me
Smack in your
give me
face.
the bigger of the black dry erase markers?
I'll back out.
the bigger, blacker dry erase marker.
And which way is north?
North is
Towards
that
you.
way.
Can
This
I-
is south.
can I draw?
West and east. Yeah, if you want to go ahead and put just cardinal directions on it.
Because the
They're the
drawbridge
same.
was on the west. Yes, and it's the same either way.
Yep.
So is S, just before you get there even.
It's not the same. It still looks like they never eat.
Sour
Soggy
watermelons.
waffles.
Shredded wheat.
Ninjas employs shadows willfully.
They employ the shadows, they pay for shadows.
No, you don't have to pay for someone to employ them. You can employ the
If
use.
they're my employee, they
You
expect to
can
get paid.
employ the use of a hammer. Doesn't sound right, but
Nope.
I'm going with it. Can
Moving
I?
around out in the open right now, you see a couple of things.
Can I turn off the AC? It is blowing straight.
No.
It's killing me.
You're a monster.
Where's it blowing from?
Brandon's trying to torture us by turning off the AC
No,
in
just
Texas in summer.
It's right there. It shoots right down on me.
What?
I don't feel a
You
thing.
take off your. But everybody's got like 3 layers on.
I'm not gonna be on stream on what I have under this.
You wanna borrow one of my shirts?
Stained with
We
mustard.
got a sweet ass white
Pickle
here.
juice.
Do you think that'll?
It's got a stormtrooper pumping iron on it.
No, okay, thank you. Not certain your shirts will fit.
It says the Empire lifts back.
That's the point.
From the Bro Science video. Okay, you see 2 large canine-like creatures that seem to be tossing back and forth the carcass of somebody's dog.
What?
And you can also see what appear to be 2 goblins chasing chickens around behind a farmhouse over there. And you can see over here, behind what appears to be a general store, 2 goblins with pumpkins on their heads playing a game of blind tag.
Okay.
And that's all you can see out in the open right now
These
as you're just
are-
kind of hovering. Those are Rosencrops.
Okay. These you basically
Turnips
put
and potatoes.
roofs on everything
So
that
what
is
were the
above.
yellows?
Goblins.
Goblins.
Sorry.
So,
Okay.
anyway, that's what you can see on your reconnaissance.
I'll float back down and describe the scene to these guys.
I can kind of see what's going on through.
Yeah, you can, from
When
where
you-
you guys are standing on the drawbridge, you can hear the snarling and the snapping of bone as these 2 wargs, these thick, gray-furred, goblin-infected lycanthropes, essentially.
How loud is that bell? Like, is it easy to
It
communicate?
is loud.
It sounds like an alarm bell,
It sounds-
basically.
yeah.
Is it straight obscuring other sounds?
It is.
Okay, good to know.
Well, I don't need a whole lot of reasons to go break some goblin skulls. Y'all ready for this?
You said you also saw dogs, wargs.
Somebody's dead dog was being tossed back and forth.
By 2 other dogs.
No. Who's tossing the dog?
That's what you see.
Warg.
And they're tossing somebody's dog
It's-
back and forth. The dog has long
Does
since passed
do they
away.
have riders?
Like
the
no,
picture?
they do not.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's basically a giant hyena. It's the
Okay.
Lord of the Rings wargs.
Giant goblin hyena.
All right.
Mufasa.
Probably about 4 or 5 feet at the shoulders.
Do you want to roll in there before I do? Why don't you roll in, sneak around the side, and make sure that we don't get hit by somebody else? I'm gonna run in and I'm gonna knuckle those dogs. All right,
You said you saw people to the north.
Yes.
goblins.
Goblins.
Were they
What kind of
watching
weapons?
for anything, or were they looting things?
What kind of weapons did they have? Crossbows.
I didn't get a look at their weapons.
I bet you did.
I didn't get a look at their weapons. I just noticed what they were.
Fly back up there real quick.
All right.
Do they have crossbows?
I'm gonna fly back up and look for weapons.
Okay. Where are you at specifically? Go ahead and put yourself on the map where you're flying.
I'm flying right here.
Right here?
Yeah, right
You fly right back here.
here. Huh?
Okay.
Yeah,
No, I just let it be. Let it be.
Yeah, you're all
Get
right.
ready to catch me. When the horribleness happens.
Yeah, as you fly back up, go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay. 22.
Okay. And what are you looking for?
Just for weapons.
Weapons? You can tell that the goblins are armed. A couple of them have short bows, scimitars. One of them appears to be dragging a bear trap around.
But they do have ranged weapons.
What about the ones playing blind tag? They have any weapons.
You can see that they've thrown down what looks to be some bags of what they've looted
Okay.
from this general store, and you can see that there's a coffee mug that's spilled out, a couple of lanterns, some lengths of rope that they've thrown down, and they've begun picking up different gourds and stuff out of this guy's garden, and they're running around with pumpkins on their heads.
Scumbags.
I need that rope. All right.
You know what you need?
What's that?
Look, you're gonna be hanging out with a ranger,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna be up in the stuff.
Mhm.
I have decided that you should take the ointment.
Okay. That makes sense.
Okay, so you get 5 of them. It's KEOGH. Just look that up, and it'll come right up. So I'll take these off here in a minute. I'm gonna.
I want to move in and try to hug. This is basically grass, right?
Correct.
Hug
This
against
is water,
that.
by the way.
Hug against this column. You described it as being in a lake, and that is an island. I'm just checking, man.
Mm-hmm.
I want to try to like stealth to there and not disturb the dogs. With a lot of noise, I was hoping it might be a little bit easier.
Yeah, as you you walk up, you can see that this is a standard watchtower that you're pressing yourself up against. You see it's got a normal sized door on the back of it, and it's open, you kind of peek in as you're stealthing around. You see that there's a ladder that goes up to the top of this 20-foot high watchtower. Go ahead and roll stealth for me.
Seems like a low number. Um, 11. It was a low number.
One of the orgs, all of a sudden, you can sniff the air.
Well, oh shit, get out of my way. As
This
soon as
one,
I see
this one stops snapping at the corpse and kind of shifts his position over there.
as soon as they start sniffing for him, I've been ready for that. I want to charge him down.
Okay, let's roll initiative.
Okay. What is this? Add items. I said it. Magical. Is it magical? I'll push magical. Hit that. Why won't it click? There we go.
All right.
It's looking through your inventory.
We don't want that.
Hmm?
Can you?
Do you care?
That would do it.
I have 2 other stats I put away too.
All right. You've got 5. It's 2d8.
You
plus
go ahead
2.
and roll also.
Thank you. Okay.
What?
What is going on?
When you go to manage equipment, it doesn't let you add stuff?
It's just looking through his own bag.
But it should be manage or add equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? You do that. Everybody roll initiative.
Got it.
13.
13.
15.
Okay.
How do I spell it?
K-E-O-G-H.
Or ointment will do it.
18.
18. Okay, fantastic. Torque. And Fife. Okie dokie. Torque, you're going to start us out. You see there's this cleared common town square in front of you. The ground is muddy. Couple of other things you note as you rush into the city. There are large 3-foot stones that seem to have been dropped at random places.
Oh boy, that
in
sounds
this town.
dangerous.
They appear to have struck some of the buildings. You can see that they're impacted into the ground in several different areas. And you can see that they've even collapsed one of the guard towers that's just across town from
Okay,
you.
where they have impacted the buildings, can I make an assessment as to whether they've been dropped by a large flying creature or shot diagonal like a catapult?
You want to wrestle or you want to take time to investigate?
Okay. Come here, stupid. Well, I'm going to take time to investigate because that's as far as I can get.
Okay.
I'm going to yell at them, come here, you stupid dogs, and then I'm going to look.
Looking,
while I'm
go
running.
ahead and make a perception check. Let me see what I can give you.
14.
14. Okay, that's enough for you to know. It looks like these were dropped.
Okay.
You didn't see any tracks or anything when you were coming in that indicated the presence of trebuchets, and just judging from the angle of the way that things had hit,
Yeah, I was looking whether the
Yeah.
damage was straight down or
It's the
diagonal.
same.
you also see that there are some inscriptions on one of the stones that has impacted the ground next to
I'll
you.
look at that when I'm not fighting.
Yeah. And that is your movement. What do you want to do with your action, bonus action? Bonus action check.
My action was to, bonus action was to do the
Right.
perception check. Action, come here, you stupid dogs. Actually, you know what? I believe I have, son of a bitch. Well, it's not loaded, but I'll fix that in a second. I'm gonna bang on my shield and a little boom comes out, and this one needs to make a wisdom save.
Gotcha. That is a 9.
All right.
And roll damage.
Is he damaged?
Told
He
that
is
dead.
damaged. If I told the dead.
No, has he already been
He has
damaged?
not been damaged.
Okay. I can't. It's not loaded. I don't remember what this. Is it a D8 or a D10 before their damage? It's
I
a D8.
forget. Gotta know your character.
But for some reason,
I can't know all your characters, guys.
it's not on.
Why
here.
not?
So just go to somebody else and then I'll do it.
Okay, just get back to me with the amount of damage on it. Ward number 2.
Did they remove Toll the Dead from clerics or what?
No, but it seems like the site's messing up.
Yeah, it's been a
Based
little
on something
bumpy
she
today.
was trying to do, I struggled with it last week. He was just struggling with it.
Gonna be a 19 to hit as Warg number 2 all of a sudden ba-boom, 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 lunges forward at you. These jaws extend. You can smell it before he even makes contact with you as his jaws clamp down on your arm. That's a 19?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 2d6. You take 9 points of piercing damage.
Good lord.
And I need you to make a strength saving throw.
12.
12, you are knocked prone.
Yep. That's, you said 9 points of damage?
Yep, 9 points piercing damage. Long as 6 and 3 is still 9.
You sure we're supposed to start out at level 2?
Yep.
We've been having some trouble.
Yep. Dusty, you're up. So, you've just seen your buddy get knocked down as this warg pounces on him, and you can hear his jaws snapping and trying to get through the chainmail that Torque wears. You're standing by the watchtower, probably about 40 to 50 feet away. You see another one off to the left. What would you like to do?
I want to attack the one that's on top of him.
Okay.
Shoot it with a bow. That's 17.
17 hits.
Is he distracted by my friend?
You have an ally who is not incapacitated within 5 feet of it, don't you?
What's your
Yeah.
What's the exact rules on sneak attack?
17. The problem is that, like, I can't even, I opened up a new window and I can't even look up Toll the Dead because it says I don't have.
To one creature you hit with an attack.
Put the sign back in.
If you have
The
advantage
second
on the
one.
attack roll, you don't need
It's just
advantage.
crashing.
If another enemy
Sign
of
on
the
the
target is within 5 feet and that enemy isn't incapacitated,
Internal server
then you don't have
error.
disadvantage.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the same thing that popped up for him. That's too terrible.
Just sign out so I can.
Okay.
5.
5 points of damage on
Number 2.
Warg 2. Gotcha.
And then I would like to crawl up into the tower.
Okay.
Alright.
You slide past the doorway and you feel against your back the ladder going up. Do you want to try to use some of your movement to climb up the ladder to the top, or you want to stay here just inside the doorway?
No, I want to climb up to the top.
Okay, cool. You can go ahead and that'd be 10, 20. You can climb about 10 feet up the ladder. You're about halfway up.
Okay.
5 points of damage.
5 points of damage?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I'll use the feline agility to just move the rest of the way up.
Okay, you
How much
sprint up
damage
to
do
the
you
top
do?
of the tower. You throw yourself through a trap door, and you are standing on top of the watchtower, and you can see that there's an area up here, like crenellations at the top of the tower that allow you to shoot, that would allow you to shoot arrows down. And you can see that there's like a small sitting stool and a jug of water that's been placed up here.
Okay.
Okay.
That still tell me I don't have Xanathars. So I just have like some stuff missing from my guy.
I think I had to do something.
Weird.
I had to follow Austin's link again.
Bobble, you're up.
I'm going to throw a firebolt at number 2 after I ran over here.
Okay. By the way, each square is 10 foot.
Oh.
Sorry about that. I should have been clear.
Oh, okay.
Which way is 10 foot?
Okay.
You have 30-foot movement. I know you're a gnome. Just
Then I'm over here.
yeah.
And would he still come all the way up here?
Yeah, because he moved as if they were 5 feet.
So the town magically shrinks in size to half of what it was, and everything's 5 feet again.
Okay.
For now, we're just gonna kind of play this. All right. That's on me. I should have.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that's a 14 to hit.
14 to hit. Will hit.
Let's see.
Go ahead and roll damage on number 2.
8.
8 points of damage. He's starting to look pretty rough. As you let go of this plasma hot bolt of energy, it singes the fur and burns the face. You can see one of the eyeballs begins to weep blood and ichor from the corner. This thing is looking really rough. Warg number 1 is going to come over.
Oh, it's not letting me look at Toll the Dead because I don't have Xanathars.
Because you didn't log in with his link?
I've always been logged in. I followed his link again. It's just still not working.
Oh.
Is that another watchtower?
Yep. Okay. The other warg is going to attack you with advantage because you're prone, And that's going to be a 17. No? As he's snapping down on you, you manage to pivot over and you roll and you put your shield between you and the second warg, and you manage to keep him from getting the best of you. But man, these things smell bad. Smell actively terrible. Okay. Gabrielle, as you peer down from the watchtower, you see these 3 strangers who have just come into town and immediately begun engaging with these wargs. You've been waiting here for the last couple of days trying to pick your way through what remains of the town. You look down, making a decision. What do you do?
I fire with my longbow at number 2. $18.
18 hits. Go ahead and roll damage. So here's how this works. Radiant dust. Looking over from the top of the tower, you see all of a sudden up over the edge of the other tower, this little forest gnome girl pops up, and she looks like...
Hi, I'm Gabrielle. I'm a forest gnome ranger. I am 3 feet tall. I have sandy dark hair, sand-colored skin, and I have leather armor. A little bit scuffed up from fighting with the goblins, and that's about it. I do use a longbow, and when I do so, I actually put my feet in the bow and I pull back and it shoots. But I've done this since I was a wee little girl, so it works very well.
Yeah. So you see this balancing act going on the end of the other tower as this little gnome girl uses her entire body to stretch out a longbow and lets go of an arrow and shoots it in to the warg that's on top of your friend and does
9 points of damage.
9 points of damage and kills the warg. There you go.
I love that. Top marks for my little
So,
bow.
okay, back to the top of the order. Torque, you're on the ground. This thing is over you. The other warg slumps over and you see an arrow that you don't recognize embedded into the side of it. You don't have time to sit there and meditate too much on it. You put your hands up in order to block another chomp from one of these wargs, and what do?
Look at the dog that just fell down with the arrow and said, "Works for me," and I'm going to stand up and I'm going to grab this one.
Okay, let's have a strength contest. It's going to be 18.
Ugh.
As you go to grab into the scruff of the warg, it pulls away from you and it goes to lunge back at you. And what else you want to do?
I'm going to slide over here.
Okay.
Get out of the way of arrows and fireballs and shit.
Okay, you do so. Warg number 2 is dead. Dusty, you're up.
Okay.
Baldwin,
I'm
be
gonna
ready. You're on deck.
fire at warg number 1.
Okay.
Also, have the goblins noticed that I'm up here? Do they know what's going? Because I haven't shot from up here at this point.
Do you want to use a perception check?
Yeah, I
Okay.
can bonus action that, right?
Yep.
Okay. 15.
20 foot. Looking down from this 20-foot high tower, you're able to peer over and you see these 2 goblins. They don't seem to have noticed you guys yet because they're busy trying to catch chickens in the backyard of this house. They're like actively chasing them around, and like as soon as they get close enough to grab one, they'll just miss it or dive for it. It's pretty hilarious actually, in kind of a absurdist way.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna shoot on the warg that he's holding.
Yep. Not holding.
Yeah, I missed it.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch that. 20.
20 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
8 and 3. That's 11.
Gotcha. Anything else?
Um,
You want to climb down, use your movement, do anything else?
no, I'm staying where I'm at and getting my feeling and agility back. I'm
Okay.
fine where I'm at.
Okay, no problem. Bubble.
Here comes another firebolt. 15 to hit.
15 hits.
9 damage.
9 damage. This guy is not lasting nearly as long as his buddy. He is getting torn up from the floor up. However, he is going to go ahead and has an opportunity. He's going to lunge out and take another shot at.
Shield right in his face.
He's going to take another shot at Torque. Oh, he doesn't get that advantage. That's going to be 17. Doesn't matter either way.
Put my shield in his chomper.
You're able to hold him back. You block his jaws from coming in, and these things. You guys have tangled with these things a few times. You know they have no give. They don't give up. They fight to the death every time. They're literally too stupid to know to run away. And yeah, Gabrielle, you're up.
Okay, so the number one, same deal. Sorry, if I moved.
Will you look up Totally Dead for me, just to make sure? You
You
can.
got
14?
email on that?
14.
I
Hits.
already went
Nice.
through it.
Okay.
Okay.
It's the only thing I'm missing.
3 points of damage.
3 points of
I'm
damage.
sure it's gonna show up here.
Are you adding your damage modifier to that?
Yeah, it's just a D8 plus 1. Second level.
No problem. Okay, you shoot an arrow into it. This one doesn't seem to get quite the penetration that you were looking for.
We don't get second attack until level 5, right?
Correct.
Why are we not higher level? Okay, that's
You
good.
got it.
That is all.
Okay. At this point in time, you see 2 goblins run out of the building to the south.
This one?
Mm-hmm.
That one? That one? That
This one right here. They come around the corner, and you can see that they're dragging a large burlap sack. It seems to be filled with all sorts of kitchen utensils and riding equipment and bedding and stuff that they just stole out of somebody's house. They turn around and they look at you guys, and they take off running.
Hey. Drop your belongings.
Right there. Okay, Torque, top of the order. You're in life or death combat with this warg. It keeps leaning in on you. You can feel it pressing its weight into you. You turn to the left and you see a couple of goblins come around a corner, kind of cock their head, and take this large sack and start dragging it back the other direction. What would you like to do?
We'll deal with y'all later. As this warg is pushing on me, I'm gonna say, I bet you're dumb as fuck. I'm gonna go boom, right on its skull, and I need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. It's going to be a 16.
Oof. I believe that saves.
It just keeps...
Okay. Alright, I'm good.
Okay, cool. That'll be old Dusty. Bobby, you're on deck.
I want to shoot at one of the unknowing goblins in the field chasing chickens.
Okay.
Chicken chasing. So if he doesn't know where I'm at, I get advantage?
Correct. He is
There.
not aware of your presence.
Yeah. 22?
Which one are you targeting? The one further away or
The one closer to me.
One closer to you? Okay. As you target this one, he finally grabs a hold of the chicken and begins choking it. And so you shoot him, and go ahead and roll damage.
7?
7. That's just enough. You shoot him, and as he's choking the chicken, his head explodes from the arrow,
Yeah. From
and
the
he
arrow.
drops to the ground.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna leave him. We just know he's dead. Give me a red one. Okay, who's next?
Okay.
I'm gonna use my movement to climb all the way down the tower,
Okay. You climb 20 feet to the bottom.
slip outside,
Mm-hmm.
and then bonus action hide.
Is that difficult?
Okay,
to
go
read?
ahead and roll stealth.
It's just grass.
Just grab something.
I think that's 21. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you slip around the corner. Nothing seems to notice you. You quietly move across the soft ground. As you walk up towards this house, you see that it has a couple of names. This is actually a duplex. And on one side, you see it says Summerhawk, and on the other side, you see it says Ostra. O-S-S-T-R-A. Bobble.
All right.
You are up, sir.
Run over here. Press myself up against this surface here.
Okay.
Hopefully out of line of sight.
You run up to what's obviously another small house, and you press up against it. This one says Fiddlefern. on a name above what appears to be like a little door slot. There's a little bronze plate, says Fiddle Fur, above the doorway. As you press yourself up against the house, what do you do?
Now I'm gonna throw a firebolt.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
12.
12 does not hit. As you are attempting to pull the energy together, you throw it, the warg just ducks at just the right time as he's just trying to take a snap at you.
Just gonna peek around the side of this house to see what these two goblins are doing.
You can see that they're dragging this large burlap sack, and it looks like what they're doing is they're going house to house and trying to clean out some of the personal effects
Okay.
from each of them. Okay?
All done.
Gotcha.
Actually, look at my golden soul.
18.
I mean,
Torque.
I don't know where I bought them at.
Yep.
Or does 18 to hit you?
This one.
That just hits.
Okay. That's another 9 points of piercing damage. And make a
Oh.
strength saving throw.
No.
Yep.
No.
9 points of piercing damage
No.
as he hits the ground.
You were supposed to come up and give me ointment.
I'm
The
going to.
The warg pounces on top of him and just presses his paws into the chest of your friend Torque. Gabrielle, get up.
Longbow. That is only 12.
Only 12.
Actually, only 11, so no.
No, you're not quite able to get the string on your bow all the way back. Your nerves get a little bit ahead of you, and you let it go too fast, and the arrow just kind of falls off the edge without enough kinetic energy to really drive it in. Okay, so that's your action. Anything else you want to do? Move, bonus action? No? Okay, stay put. All right. These two goblins go, you see this, Bobble, as they begin to kind of hustle and run up to the, dragging this thing. They're slowed down by the fact that they have to drag actively this big sack. But you can see they walk up to the front door of this large windmill that's here on a hill, and they begin yelling at somebody who's inside the windmill.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Oh, the boss.
Yep. Top of the order, Torque.
We're fucked. Failure.
No.
Okay. Dusty, you're up.
Does the warg know where I'm at?
It does not. You are thoroughly hidden.
Alright, I will attack it with a short bow. Wow, the same thing on both?
Oof.
10.
10. As you pop around the corner, you go to shoot it, and you mistime the shot, and you shoot the corner of the tower that you're standing behind. And the arrow just clanked.
Bonus action, I'll just move over. Well, I'll move to here, and then I'll hide behind that house and hope that he still didn't really realize where it came from.
Okay.
26.
Yeah, you're pretty well hidden.
Okay.
Yeah. Wargs, not that smart. Not that smart. Pretty tough, not that smart. Okay. Bobble, you're up.
All right, here comes another fireball. This one's for real. What? You have another turn, right?
Whatever. Do whatever you're gonna do. That's
Okay.
exactly what Bobble would do.
That is what
Still
Bob
upset
would
with
do. 22 to hit.
Okay, roll damage.
All right. 3.
3.
What happens if I roll 1?
Oh, then you would die.
Yeah.
Let me double check this just to make sure I got it right, because this actually matters.
God damn, dude.
Yep.
You'd be fine.
Yep. You burn up the warg.
All right.
Still doesn't save me.
It does. Here I come. I'll move over here.
I don't think you can move that far. Are we actually moving him as 5?
We're doing 10 feet.
We're back to 10?
feet. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. You get over to him. Okay, Ward 1 dead. Gabrielle, it is your turn again. You see, over by the old windmill, you see a couple of goblins dragging a large sack, and they're yelling at somebody who's inside the windmill. You hear them going, in their awful language.
I tried to plink one of them off.
That is a
No, you couldn't have done it. It's an action.
I didn't know we were doing 10 feet.
Yeah, because your longbow's what, 120 foot range? Yeah. They're a little bit behind a windmill, so they're going to have half cover. But yeah, go ahead.
Does that mean disadvantage or what does that mean?
It gives them a higher AC.
Yeah, they got a slightly higher AC when they're behind that windmill.
Okie dokie.
I'm just gonna. Oh, okay. can't even make a new guy because.
You're not going to.
What? It's not gonna work. Natural.
I mean, you can
Natural
make it
one.
Huh?
Go ahead and make a
There's
dexterity
a
saving
95%
throw for me.
chance you're gonna be fine.
And that's just
Sure.
D20.
Yep. I got it.
I'm just gonna go ahead and make a road.
I'm not looking at rules.
You're going to be
I'm
fine.
just looks.
You want another rogue in this? We'll all die.
Look at this.
That would be an 8.
An 8.
I think so, because it's
bad.
it's my
Things are going
dexterity
so
bonus,
well
yes,
so
that I
far.
add to it.
You on your
Check this out.
on your front page, you should have a thing that says
Just do it.
saves.
You did
Yeah,
that.
an 8.
An 8,
No, a 10.
a
Okay,
10.
I'm making a new character
Okay.
anyway.
Stabilize it. Just rub the away machine. You'll be fine, right?
You take 7 points of falling damage.
No, I have my immovable rod.
Yeah, you're
I
gonna
click
be
it.
It's an action.
On
to
my
do
way
it.
down.
You already took
50%
your
chance
shot.
you're gonna be fine.
You take 7 points
You
of
feel
falling
the one
damage as you
coming
fall off the top of the tower.
Okay, 7 points of damage.
As you fumble trying to shoot the bow and you fall off the top of the tower and you kerthunk at the base of it and you are prone.
Okay.
Consequences for natural ones?
Yep, fumbles are a thing.
Fall into the grass.
You fall into the mud and the cow tracks and everything.
Oh, Ranger.
Good stuff.
I'm used to the dirt.
You are laying on the ground in front of the watchtower. So that's your action. You still have your movement and your bonus action. What would you like to do? Torque, you're on deck.
Eldritch Knights use intelligence, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be fine.
I'm fine. I'm fine there. That's cool.
You're just gonna lay on the ground.
I'll get up. Can I get
You
up?
stand up.
Okay.
Takes half your movement. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I do.
Okay. You stand up, dust yourself off.
Hello there, fellow gnome.
Half giant! What are you?
Okay. Torque.
13.
Told you.
What the hell are you planning for a 1?
He just
Because
felt- he felt
because
the
of the
one
way
coming
this
on.
campaign has been going so far.
Dusty, you're up.
Alright,
There's just a little bit of gate between here and the wall. You can kind of squeeze past this house if you wanted to try. What, or you could, I don't know, maybe go through it like a civilized person.
is there an easy entrance from where I'm at?
There's a front door.
Fine.
10,
Yeah.
20,
Yeah.
30?
Yeah.
Eh?
That's not where the front door was there.
The front
though,
door's
is
where the path walks in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so he just
there-
had me move through the house.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or you can try to squeeze through that little gate area there between the wall if you want to make a little dexterity.
No
check.
windows for him to
That's what I was about to
sneak
ask. Is
into?
there a window?
Yes. You look at the side of the house and there's a small, like 2 foot by 3 foot old country wooden window in the side of this house.
Can do
Put
it.
him back over Rue.
Yeah. Can I do a check to
there
see if
window?
I can open the window?
Wait, you were here.
Use your bonus action to just check it real quick.
Okay.
You put your hands on it. It feels like it might be locked. You can't tell.
That's what he picked.
Okay.
Can I try to pick the lock?
Well, there's not really like a lock mechanism on windows. It's
I
just
can't
there's
like
two
jimmy
little-
it like a car window.
Yeah. You know what? Let's go ahead and say that.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a god tier dexterity check.
God tier.
Or a thieves tools check. You gotta have a way of getting in windows.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, thieves are not foiled by windows. Right?
16.
16. Yes, you managed to, using a piece of string and a bar, you managed to get the latch unhooked. You lift up the window and you can walk through the house. That's your bonus action.
So I'm in, and I'd like to move over and see, like, how ransacked the house is.
The
If
house
they went,
is absolutely ransacked.
did they go after anything specific, or they're just grabbing anything?
They
and
are
everything?
grabbing the silverware, they are grabbing mementos. There is like a tankard, like a drinking tankard with the image of a smiling halfling on it that you see was knocked over.
And-
They're pulling up boards, moving furniture out of the way.
Do I know if I'm in Summerhawk or Ostra?
Right now you are in, where you're at right now is in Ostra. The right side is Ostra, the left
But
side is...
I walked through Summerhawk.
You walked through Summerhawk and somehow through a wall. And are now in
I'm not
Ostra.
walking through a wall. I don't know
There you
who's
go.
moving me, but it's not me.
Yeah, you're in Summerhawk right now.
Okay.
10,
Summerhawk
20.
completely tossed.
And you notice that all of this stuff is halfling size in here. And as you walk towards the back, you can see where one of the stones has come through the ceiling. There's this 3-foot wide stone, and you can see a tiny little pair of halfling legs sticking out from
Oh
it.
God.
Oh, that's sad. Definitely not alive, right? Because it's just legs sticking out from under.
Just legs sticking out from under. There's a lot of blood.
Not having access to everything is probably why you couldn't get the ointment pulled up.
Maybe.
I mean,
Did you
that's.
find it on yours?
Okay, anything else?
Is there a back door or a back window?
There is a back door
Okay,
that goes to a shared garden.
I will move towards that, but not out it.
Okay, you stay behind the door.
Yeah.
There you go. You were pressed up against the door. Bobble.
All right. Here comes your ointment, buddy. 7.
9.
Yeah. 9.
Ugh. I hate that place. I fucking hate it. I don't want to go there anymore.
Do y'all want to keep the same initiative, or do you want to drop out of initiative until you get into another fight?
Let's drop out of initiative.
Okay.
Hand me that ointment. I'm gonna start taking that.
You want all of them?
Yeah, give them back. It's a jar of Vaseline.
Okay.
And you've got like 5 uses of it.
Well, you've got 4 now.
Yep. Just gonna start
All right.
putting my shield in people's faces.
Take
and
it
rubbing
back.
that all over me.
Are you the adventurers?
Oh yes, hello. Yes, we are.
Have you been waiting for us?
I have. I'm Gabrielle. The lady had told me that I would be meeting you. There's been quite a bit of trouble and ransacking around here. Can we go ahead and get these goblins before we continue to converse?
Sure.
Sounds good to me.
Fantastic. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and settle on up and try to shoot these.
Whoa! Come on back here now. Come on back here. Don't split the group.
I should mention
We got one over here. We're gonna get him.
How do you know where I'm at?
we
I know
don't.
where. Well, I
Yeah,
know
I'm
the
going to
general
explain
direction.
that we saw 2 goblins go over here and start screaming, like a problem might be coming our way.
Can I go ahead and fire off a bolt at the goblins while they're talking? I think that's a deep.
Yeah, you just lay down on the ground and start pulling in there. Sure.
What are you doing?
I don't know if it'll hit or not. It's just 10. I don't know if that. I don't know.
10, you hit
The
the
goblin
side of the
AC is-
windmill. It actually hits the windmill blade.
Uh-huh.
As it's going through, the windmill's blade is turning, and it clanks off the windmill blade. These 2 goblins look at you and go, "Ah!
Like,
It's her again!
Can we
It's her again!"
We can't see them through this, can we?
They're up on a hill.
They're
Oh, okay.
like,
Oh,
I'll
that's a hill.
I'll get that in a second. So I pull out the 2 arrows that I shot in the little thingy that.
You go over together.
I know that Rusty is in this general vicinity, correct?
You knew I was in the tower, and then
Yeah.
I went inside the tower, and you fell.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you don't know
But
where I'm at.
I would not suggest we go somewhere else and leave Rusty all by himself.
I think Rusty's fine, otherwise he would have told us to follow him.
Okay, we'll go over there.
Rusty, is that's his name?
That was the other one, yeah.
He sure is pretty for Rusty.
Yeah, he's roguish.
It's radiant dust. It's dusty, actually.
All right, I'm
Rusty,
gonna
And I have plans for whenever.
I'm gonna take a
what they're
glob of
gonna
that ointment out. I'm just gonna go. Ah.
Okay. Go ahead and
do.
heal
You're
up.
supposed to eat Vapo, bro.
It says you can. All right.
He's an alchemist, he knows what he's doing.
So just sitting around. All of a sudden, you notice, because you're watching, you notice these 2 run into the windmill. Over here.
Oh, now we're screwed.
You've been dealing with these guys, this whole group, on and off for the last 2 days, and you've seen anywhere between a dozen to maybe 2 dozen goblins total in town, and you know that they've been going through the houses. They went through the big inn that's at the middle of town that used to be owned by that nice dwarven feller. They went through the common goods store, and they've been tossing everybody's individual houses. And this is after the incident with that cloud castle.
They went inside there. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yes, are the windmill fans made out of wood?
Yes, they are.
Does
Is
it
the
look
wind-
flammable?
Is the windmill
And
made?
cloth, yes.
Is the windmill made out of stone or wood?
The main shaft of it is made out of stone, but the actual fan part on the windmill appears to be made out of timber and cloth, like a sail.
It would be attached to some more wood
Yep.
going down.
All
into
right.
it.
So we're gonna. You just stop me if I need to roll initiative.
I'm interested. So you're going up to the door over
I'm
there?
gonna hold that fucking door shut, and
Look
we're just.
for the windows. See, are there windows?
There are no windows on a windmill.
All right.
Do they take the bag in there?
Yeah, they drug this large burlap sack in that
Oh
one.
well, okay. Nothing can be done.
If it's magical, it'll survive.
Okay. I'm gonna start throwing fireballs at the lowest wooden part of the windmill.
Okay.
Just lobbing them left
Just
and right.
lobbing them in order to try to catch the actual fan on fire.
All right.
Okay.
All right, Gabby, you hang out over here, and anybody, if they push this door open, if they push that door open, you're gonna shoot them. I'm gonna hold it shut as well as I can, but if somebody comes out, you just get on them.
Sure. I plink my arrow out real quick when the windmill comes back around.
Why don't you? No. Yeah. Okay. You just. I'm a direct.
Perfect. These goblins are running around.
Okay. As you guys are doing that, you notice 3 goblins come out of the other building over there.
I sure wish
And
we
they
had
are
Rusty.
they have all taken like cookware and stuff like that, and they are wearing it like mock armor, and they're walking like they're big honorable knights, and you can hear them talking to each other, and they're going, "Forsooth, I am a honorable knight of the humans, and I do everything right, and I get to eat whatever I want."
All right,
And they walk out.
Before we get started on this, I'm gonna put my shield up in the air, and I'm gonna say a few words on it. And as I pull the shield away, there is a shield of light left in the air, and I'm gonna walk through it. I have cast Shield of Fate on myself.
There you go.
Get back on the door.
And you are on the door, and you are holding it shut. It's going to take a little bit of time in order for this thing to catch.
Right.
And as you guys walk out, you notice these 3 other goblins go, "Crazy humans, you have gotten away from us, and we will bring you to our stew pot." And they hold up these sharp little scimitars. Everybody roll initiative.
15.
Do you want one from me?
Not right now.
20 non-natural.
Okay. And Torque.
10.
I almost ought to tell my phone to quit turning off.
I sure do like when you set things on fire.
So do I.
That's the sound of the goblin screaming inside. Ah! Ah!
Okay.
I'm just yelling through the door. Y'all gonna learn today.
Yeah. Okay, Gabby, you are up first. You see these 3 goblins, and like one is wearing a large cauldron that is put over its chest, and he's carrying 2 frying pans. The other one's got a colander on his head, and he's taken a bit of twine, and he's put like 2 skillets over his shoulders. They look pretty absurd. What would you like to do?
I think so. I can move Hunter's Mark if the person that I've cast it on dies. Yes,
Yes, but it's a bonus action.
that's fine. Okay, so I go ahead on the first little goblin.
Mhm.
I cast Hunter's Mark
Okay.
and I shoot him.
Okay.
Not very good. That is only 11.
11.
Yes.
Shoot him. Bang! Pan shot.
And that
That's
does
action, bonus action. You still got your movement.
yes. That you can see with range 2,
Bobble. You're on deck.
extra 1 to 2.
You're pretty much gonna be throwing firebolts.
Okay. Cool.
My account ended 2 days ago, so I had to renew it.
That's why it's been all stingy.
How much?
60
60.
for a year.
Here, I got 20 on it.
I'll put 10 on it. I got, because that's the cash I got on me.
I'll give it. I'll-
You got it?
Yeah, we'll do it later.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
we
fine.
are broadcasting right now. We keep forgetting, guys. Like we can't order pizza and we can't get away with some of the things that we used to get away with. Thank God.
They do that on other streams. I don't understand why we can't.
They said they would order pizza. Order the pizza in game.
We're good Christian boys. That's what I'm saying. Okay,
Will you see if it's on there?
Gabby, are you moving?
I tried to reload.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
You're good. You're holding position.
Distance is my friend.
Okay. These two goblins are gonna go. Okay. And they're gonna run up here, and they're both gonna pull out their short bows and take shots at you.
Look for that ointment real quick. See if it's available.
First one is a 14, and the second one is a 7.
Well, both. Well, the 14 hits.
14 hits.
Mhm.
Okay, no problem. That's going to be 5 points of piercing damage
Okay.
as he
No.
toong, shoots you with
Yeah.
his short bow. He said, "I'm better shot than you. That's how you shoot."
In Goblin, I say F you.
What does that sound like in Goblin?
Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Highly vulgar in Goblin. Yeah, all our Goblin affiliates are gonna have to bleep that. Okay, cool. Bobble, you're up. You just gonna continue lobbing fireballs?
Fireballs.
You just, go ahead and just to see how fast you can do this, give me an Arcana check,
Ooh, let's see here.
so I can give you a little bit of bonus on those.
12.
12. You're making good, quick work of things. You've got all 4 of the fans now are flaming as they spin around, and it's like the momentum and everything of it seems to be increasing the burning. You're burninating the windmill, burninating the countryside. You're beginning to hear some screams and shrieks from the inside as some of the smoke is beginning to waft into the lighthouse.
I like that.
Okay. Goblin number 3 disappears. Okay. And it is Torque's turn. Torque, you've got your hands on the door. All of a sudden you feel on the back, you feel this.
Yep, it's close. Let's see, 10, 20, 30, 40, 45, 60. I'm going to take out a little shiny golden bell of light and I'm going to lob it at this dude and dome him.
Okay. You're casting Toll the Dead?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. His saving throw, let's see what the wisdom is minus 13.
My DC is 13, so he just saves.
Ty goes to the roller, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm done.
Gotcha. Okay, we're back to the top. Gabrielle. There's this goblin who's just shot you with his short bow, and he's standing there taunting you. He turns around and lifts up one of the frying pans and shows you his little goblin butt and turns back around. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
You should
he's
Okay.
like
Try again.
how far away at this point?
From you,
Mhm.
like 30 feet.
30 feet. Okay. All right.
Oh, no, you're standing on the side over here, right?
No, he's fireball.
Oh, you're that one. Okay. Yeah, he's like 20 feet away from you.
Okay. It's probably dumb, but I'm gonna go ahead and run up to him and hit him with my hand axe.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
That was equipment you were just under, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Equipment doesn't have Toll the Dead.
No, I'm not looking for tall. I'm looking for the.
Keogh.
You don't have any.
I know, but I'm still looking for.
Yep, done. But oh well. I'm a woman of action.
Oh well.
That is
Look up ointment.
only 8.
It's about the only.
Only 8. Unfortunately, as you run up, you pull out this hand axe and you go to hit him, and it bounces off of the frying pans that he has on his shoulder. You just clang right off him, and his friend goes, "Even I could see that was kind of stupid. That's really dumb.
Well, it's not.
Shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done that. You should feel bad." Okay. Goblin 1 and 2 are both going to take the opportunity to try to stab you with scimitars.
I'm going to die.
Yeah, just reload.
First one's an 18, second one's a 13.
Well, both of those hit.
Both of those hit.
Yes, they do.
Well, shit.
Can't cure wounds yourself, can you?
16 points
I was about to
of
find out.
You
Can I?
slashing
I
damage.
can't?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
16 points of slashing damage.
Who are we fighting?
I know.
Goblins.
Why are you
What
running
is
away?
wrong
you're,
with
You're
you?
surrounded by 2 people now.
Yeah.
They're hopped up on steroids.
You ran away from the group.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Just
I'm
stay
not
next
u-
to us.
I'm
She
not
was
used
always
to fighting
positioned
in a group.
there.
I'm seriously dead. Yeah,
And
I'm
then
gone.
this one, after
You're all the
stabbing
way
you,
gone? That puts you
runs
negative
laughing
one
around
on
the
your
corner
Yeah, that puts me
and
negative.
disappears.
Like negative past your original HP.
No. My
Oh,
my
then you're not
HP is
fully dead.
okay. Well, I'm
No, you're just at 0.
okay. Well, I'm at 0.
What's your regular HP?
20.
20?
How do you have so much HP?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I have pretty decent con.
I
Okay.
have 14 gone.
It is Bobble's turn.
Okay.
You see all of a sudden these 2 goblins stab into your gnome friend, and then one of them takes off running, laughing as he goes around the corner. The other one goes to grab her by the ankle and begin to drag the body.
Monsters.
Okay.
They're goblins. They're effing evil.
Can I take the ointment from
They
him?
eat people.
Just snag it from him?
From who?
From Torque.
I can give it to you.
Do I have to wait for your turn to do that?
No, you can just take it from him.
Okay.
You just
Reach
walk
my
by
bag.
and you grab into his bag.
Okay, yeah. Grab the ointment. 20, 30.
That is your bonus action to take it from him.
That's my bonus action. Okay,
Mhm.
all right. I will use my action to bring her back.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
That is 9.
Everything is terrible.
Super.
9 hit points to Gabrielle as you rub this thick Vaseline-like ointment onto her neck and face. All of a sudden you go, you come back to conscious.
Thank you. I was concerned that you were a half giant, but I trust you now.
You're still laying on the ground and there's a goblin with his
Oh.
hand around your ankle.
Oh, he's good.
You're gonna get him. You're gonna get
I'm
him.
gonna get him.
Goblin number 3 is going to pop out and take a. You see from around this corner right here, Goblin number 3 pops out, and he is going to take a shot at Bobble,
Hey.
and that's going to be a 17.
Yeah, that hits.
Yo.
Oh boy.
That's 3 points piercing damage.
Yes. Okay.
And it is Torque's turn. You still feel that pounding on the door. You can feel that they're getting angry. You just hear these curses and jeers coming at you. It's like this mixture of insults and curses and pleas coming at you from the other side of the door. You look
Hold
over.
that door. Things get much worse.
I'm
when they
holding
get
the
out.
door, man. I'm holding the door.
Hold the door.
I'm gonna lob another bell at that dude's dome.
Okay.
10, 20, 30, 40. Yeah, I can do it. Wisdom saving throw.
That's going to be a 7.
5 necrotic damage.
5 necrotic damage.
That guy wasn't hurt.
Oh, he was hurt?
I'm asking. Was he
He
hurt?
wasn't hurt.
No. Okay.
You guys haven't hurt anybody yet.
Okay.
You've done literally 0 damage in this fight.
Stop running away.
She scared one off.
Yeah. Okay. As you told, all of a sudden blood, this kind of thick blackish green blood begins to leak down his face. But he's still kind of furiously trying to drag Gabrielle away. What else would you like to do?
Stop it! I'm done.
Done? Okay. Top of the order. Gabrielle. All of a sudden you look up, this guy, this goblin with blood running down the front of his face has you by the ankle. He's kind of pulling you away back towards this other house over here towards his friend. What would you like to do?
I try to hack at his leg with my. I'll actually it's got a little bit higher, so I'll just try to stab at it with my dagger.
Okay.
Is he not fighting him while we're doing this? And then if he kills him, he can run over and help us?
No, because y'all didn't decide to coordinate, tell anybody anything, let anyone know where
But
you're
he
at.
would just go inside and do nothing?
No, like I had a full plan, and I told him I wanted to do it, but he said he wanted to see what you guys did first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Smell the smoke.
9.
Hear the screams.
9? 9 is not enough. As you lean up with your dagger and you go to stab him, he catches your hand. No, 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 no. Don't struggle. It makes you taste worse when I eat you. Okay, so you still got your movement and your bonus action.
I mean, I guess what can I do to get away from him? I mean,
You
is
just
there...
stand up and move away from him.
Okay, I'm doing that. I'm
Okay.
standing up and
Don't
moving
do
away
that.
from him.
Nah.
He's gonna take a swing.
Oh, no, I'm
You're
not
off
standing.
and
I'm,
moving. You just
can I
go
just
stand
let...
up.
You just
is
want to
there-
stand up?
Is there any way to, like, just not move away from him, but just stand up? Fine.
Yes, standing
Okay,
up
I'm
always takes
standing
half
up.
of your movement.
Okay, fine.
Go ahead and stand up.
Oh.
Alright, you're standing
I'm
again.
just, like, staring at him.
Yeah. Alright, anything else?
No.
Okay. Goblin number 1 is got his own thing going on. Okay. Goblin number 2 is going to attempt to crack you in the head. The one who was holding onto your ankle, he is going to attempt to crack you in the head with the hilt of his sword. And that's going to
Good
be
lord.
23.
Of course that is.
6 points of damage.
Okay.
As he leans forward and he just bashes you in the head, and you feel blood begin to pour down right over your eye, and it's trickling down the front of your face as you have an incredible splitting headache now.
Yeah, I'm half dead and half dead again.
Mm-hmm. And that is all he's going to do. He's going to stay in there in the pocket. Bobble.
Alright. I look at the windmill, I look at the goblin, I look at the windmill, I grumble, I shoot a firebolt at the goblin.
Okay.
15 to hit.
15. These are the ones who are in. It bounces off of this colander that he is wearing on his head. The ball goes a little bit higher, and it, and all of a sudden you see this firebolt. Like something about the curved surface of the colander is somehow able to deflect your firebolt.
What's up with this goblin? Alright.
What color is your beard?
Huh? Right now, it's bright red.
Yeah.
I am furious. Those people in the windmill should have been cooked by now. This guy's over here stabbing my new friend. It's just, everything's messed up. Everything sucks.
Alright, anything else you want to do?
Yeah, I'll just step over here to the grass.
Okay. You do that. Goblin number 3 is going to hide again. And he does not do a very effective job of it. As you see, he kind of clanks and clatters and moves his way back over here. You're able to tell just by sound where he's at. He's not doing a very effective job. He is going to dash. However, this is the second one over here. And Torque, you're up.
As his fireball clanks off the dome, I'm gonna reach up and I'm gonna turn it into a bell and drop it on his head again.
Okay, before you do that, go ahead and make a strength contest against the goblins. Trying to break down the door.
19.
Yeah, that'll work. As they're pushing and pushing against the door, you're able to just lean into it and with one arm hold the door in place, and you point at the errant firebolt and you command it. It turns into a bell, and you smash it down into the other guy, and he, no.
2 necrotic damage.
2 necrotic damage. Oddly enough, that's enough.
Yeah.
It's the one who was standing in front of you, who had just split you in the skull. All of a sudden, you see he is smashed into the ground by a giant golden bell. Yep. And what else, Torque?
This was a mistake. We should have figured out what the hell Rusty was doing. I don't know why I let y'all convince me we should come over here. Get on your broom and go get him.
What? This thing isn't cooked
Let's
yet.
split the group even more.
Let's,
Light this thing on fire. Give me a blue one since blue is
So-
dead.
Real quick, so that was which number?
We gotta
That was
remember
number
which
2.
one's the
So number 1 and number 2 got killed?
And there's
Nope. Number 1 is hiding.
Where's
And number 3 is run.
Well, if number 1's hiding, I've got advantage on wisdom checks to find him.
Yeah, on your turn you can
Yeah.
Okay.
make a check. I'm gonna try to see where he's at.
Okay. Not that
Finish the fight.
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, fantastic. Austin,
Yay!
you hear clamoring across. You have been pressed up against the door. You've been working your way through. I'm going to assume your plan is to go into that backyard and kill that goblin. So I'm going to give you a couple of turns before we snap back into it. You know, we're kind of rewinding time here.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. We're doing like a little flashback. I'm going to give you a couple turns. You press up against the door. What do you do?
My plan was to see if I could creak it open and see if that guy was still not paying attention to anything, because they were busy chasing chickens before.
You creak it, and you notice that he is now picking his nose and attempting to plant it into the rose.
So proud of him.
Yeah.
So proud of him. I would like to stealth up behind him and attempt to basically slit his throat.
Okay. Just make a straight up attack roll.
It's gonna be 12.
12?
Yeah.
No. As you're attempting to sneak up to him, you go to put the knife on his neck, and he pulls out a booger, and he turns around and... But, go ahead and roll initiative. We'll resolve this real quick. It's going to be a 17.
12.
12. He screams. He does not have his weapon immediately at hand, so he is going to attempt to stick his finger in your mouth.
Oh, okay.
Okay? No. No. He just goes, ah! And he tries to stick you in the face, and you just grab his wrist, and you go, that's disgusting. Do not ever do that.
No.
That is
Yeah.
indeed disgusting.
And he is going to take disengage as a bonus action, and he is going to scramble under the fence and over here.
Okay, and I was right up on him, so
What were you gonna do?
I was right up on him, so yeah,
you're right
probably
there. So he takes disengage, rolls, scrambles under the fence, and comes out over there.
How
All right.
high is the fence?
It's like literally a barnyard fence where it's like 2 posts, maybe 3-4 foot high.
Okay, can I catch up to him? Can I like run and catch up to him?
Sure, go ahead and give me a dexterity check to see how well you vault over this fence.
Okay. 5.
5.
I don't vault over
You
well.
run up to the fence and you run right into the post.
That sounds like me.
Yeah. Yeah. Aha! And you run and you go to jump, completely miss time and hit the post.
Okay. Can I use my feline agility to just climb over it and get up next to him?
Yeah. You hit the post and you go, I'm a cat, what am I doing? And you scramble over the fence and you get right up on top of him.
Alright, I'd like to attack him with both my rapier and dagger.
Okay.
Like offhand type thing.
Okay.
So rapier first is 12,
12 does not hit.
and then the dagger, that's better, that's 18.
18?
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage. It's 1d4.
6 damage.
It's you have offhand 5?
Oh no, you're right, it's 3 damage.
3 damage.
I don't have offhand yet.
Gotcha. Okay. He takes disengage and is going to rush 60 feet towards the church. And he can just run under the fence. He's small enough. Goes 6 squares, so he'd actually be inside the church.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60.
Okay, he's on his way to the church. Okay. Austin, you're up.
Camera call.
I will
She turned it back on.
shoot him with the short bow. Real quick.
Okay.
So I guess that's
Good.
22.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do it. Roll damage.
Yay! That's 5 damage.
That is just enough. As you nail him and you catch him in the guts, and he flops over on the steps of the church.
Okay. And then can I see what the windmill on fire as I decide
as
to
you-
take my eyes off my target?
Well, after you're done shooting, you turn around, you see that the town windmill is on fire, and you can just barely see around the corner what appears to be that small gnome from earlier. is looking pretty roughed up and standing over the body of a dead goblin that's been smashed into the ground.
All right, I'm gonna start moving in their direction.
Okay.
3 squares.
Gotcha.
Um,
All right, I'm
oh, I
gonna.
can bonus action dash, right?
Yeah.
Because I have a cunning action, I will
Yes.
do that as well.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, we're gonna just put you after Torque in the order. Things seem to be calm for right now. What would you guys like to do? Gabrielle, you're next in the turn order.
Okay.
Look around, what do you see?
Wisdom save, or wisdom. I want to find the one that's hiding.
Okay, go ahead and make a survival check to track him.
I think I have advantage on those, is what
You
I,
do,
what
I
I heard.
believe, because you have Hunter's Mark on him.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did it work?
I think so.
No,
Yeah. No, he did.
it didn't work for me.
I didn't find the code, but we found Toll the Dead, right? I found Toll the Dead.
I can't in my. Oh, it's there now.
Yeah.
I enabled the content again, so it should be there for everyone.
Well, when you were like right after you said, I tried it like 3 or 4 times for 5 minutes, but it's working now. So
And
Or
it's-
give up.
55, not 60. if that
Survival?
matters to anyone. Skills.
Give me back $50.
And you hit that, go to skills.
14.
14?
Oh, we got good.
Hard to see which way it was. You kind of can tell that he ran off to the west,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't pinpoint exactly where he's at.
So there's this one and another one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The one that's hidden.
Okay.
And I haven't seen him at this point. I
You
Okay.
guys, for all of this time, you succeeded in literally killing 3 goblins.
And 2 wargs.
And 2 orcs.
And we set a windmill on fire.
Set the windmill on fire.
And 2
How are
of
they
them would
doing?
have been unconscious.
It's starting to burn.
Medium rare?
Starting to burn. It's getting hot. They're screaming quite a bit.
Pretty sure these goblins have higher AC than all of us.
Not many.
Yeah, he's got a high AC.
Well, thank goodness.
Mm-hmm. So,
The guy holding the door.
you're having a hard time kind of telling where he's at. We're just going to kind of go to like pseudo initiative right now.
Sure.
So I'm just going to go around the table. I'm going to follow in your order and just kind of tell me what you're doing and describe to me what your character's doing over the next 6 seconds. You can kind of talk amongst yourselves.
I'm gonna start throwing a couple of gusts up there to quicken the fire.
Okay, you start getting it. All of a sudden, this thing, it's just spinning full tilt boogie. You,
Goblin
you hear from the
infection
inside.
oven.
The goblins are going. "Ah! Ah! Ah!" As it sounds like one of them gets slung around, and then all of a sudden you hear it.
What was that?
It goes quiet.
That's something in the gears.
Oh no. I'm just gonna go press my back up against the door, try and help him with my 8 strength.
I go ahead and, I've got about 3, I'm feeling pretty awful. I've got cure wounds, but if anybody else has something a little bit, if somebody else is in worse shape than I am, I can use it on you, but I'm pretty bad.
Use up that ointment.
More
Why don't you
ointment?
come on over here?
Yeah, I have ointment.
Okay.
Use up that ointment so we're not using spell slots.
Okay. Wow. Okay, you can heal for 17 this time.
Oh, thank you so much. That gives me I feel full of health. The blood's gone. Everything's great.
We have 1 more of those, right? Yeah.
1, 2, 1. We have 2 more.
Yeah, you should have 2 more. He's on you once, her once, and her again now.
I thought we used 1 last session.
Oh wait, you licked some, didn't you?
Yeah, I know. I
You put
yeah.
some in your mouth.
I-
freak.
so
All right,
it's
you
one-
got 1 more.
Freak.
Vaseline eater. I'm knocking on the
I just
door.
want to yell, like, did you guys see any others? Do we know where they're at?
The one went
coming over?
westward. One's
I'm just yelling across
What's
the
the
field
loud
now.
one's behind this building just in front of us.
When I flew up there, I saw two of them playing blind tag with pumpkins on their heads over there.
Oh dear.
But it was blind tag, so we could probably sneak.
And you
past
said
it.
one went west?
Huh? What is this?
It's a house.
That's a house.
It's got it.
This
It's
one
got
was
at least
Fiddle
one name.
Fern.
Yeah, Fiddle
That
Fern.
was
Okay.
Ostra, Summerhawk, and that one is
Well, which one's Fiddle Fern? This guy?
Fiddle Fern. Is that house right there?
Okay.
Nesper.
If you want to take a break, I can put my immovable rod in front of the door and we can keep that
Ooh.
locked pretty well. Okay. All right. Sorry. Go ahead right against the wall, the door, if there's any sort of like door jam, I just jimmy my.
Are there any like
immovable
iron
rug.
bars across
Yeah.
holding all the slats together?
What is
On the door?
Yeah.
To the windmill?
Yeah.
No.
well,
what's the
whatever
door
the
look like?
most secure.
It's made out of, it's barely a door, it's just wooden slats that have been put together. No one tries to rob a windmill.
Okay, so
I
I
just meant, normal door construction.
Yeah, it's just,
Shape-
it's a normal wood
Well, what
frame
I'm
door.
saying is like wherever, so you put slats of wood down like this, and then you put a band across them to hold them together.
It's not an iron banded door, it's just like they put like a piece of timber on the back, piece of timber on the front, and there's slats.
Do we know what a
sandwiched
slat
in
is?
No, just say we put the immovable rod there.
what
Okay.
were the? I just kind of angle it a little bit so it's got a little bit more.
Yeah.
She said someone went west. Can I try to look over there and see if I can locate the dude?
If you want to. Go ahead and make a perception check or a survival check.
I'm knocking
Oh,
on the
this is
door.
an actual dude.
I mean, he's dead.
Oh, okay.
I'm knocking on the door. How are y'all doing in there?
25.
25. Yeah, you see him just disappear around the corner of the drawbridge.
Oh,
Later.
okay. He straight left town. Okay, then I'm gonna move up towards these guys for now.
I'm listening. I've knocked on the door asking how these guys are doing.
You don't hear any response?
Perception check. See if I hear anybody in there.
Sure, go ahead and roll perception.
No.
No.
Don't hear
9.
anything going on?
9.
Don't hear any noise?
Well, that one that took off to the west, he went across the drawbridge. I think he just straight left town.
Okay.
You said you saw 2 others when you first flew over the town
Yeah, they were over towards
with
the
things
east.
on their heads.
Pumpkins. They were playing blind tag.
Can I look over where he's talking about?
I guess
See
I'm
if
not
they
hear their
yeah,
drum.
you'd have to move over in that direction, but it's fairly easy to see that. I mean, all of this has happened over the course of a couple of minutes. They're still over there goofing off.
Okay.
You can see now they're taking like these large butternut squashes, and they're making certain rude gestures with them.
Can I attack with advantage because they don't know I'm there?
Yes, I'll give you advantage on account of butternut squash.
Yeah. You guys ready to try and get some more of these guys?
Let me move up on him.
I go and switch my.
But they don't
hexagon
even know
over
we're
to
here
that
yet.
one.
I know. Let me.
Okay.
I'm gonna come over here. And I'm gonna strafe along this wall right here.
Okay, make a stealth roll.
3.
3. Yeah. Hey! Dickhead! Everybody roll initiative.
Awesome.
I'll get you your advantage.
Ten per ball.
Thank you.
Perfect.
For that.
10 minutes.
We're gonna set up again.
Okay. Torque.
4.
Yeah.
I'm on fire.
Gabby.
Cinco.
5.
I'm winning so far.
En fuego.
You were way out ahead, Radiant Dust. Okay.
I was pretty
Oh.
much ready to attack before my friend told me not to.
Oh.
Get over it.
No, I'm just saying that's why I'm so far ahead of you guys in this initiative.
Get
Okay.
over it.
And life in general.
I walked up. I'm stealthing up on you guys.
Okay. And goblin number
I
2
ain't never gonna see.
doesn't like that idea at all, and he goes, "Hey, screw off, man!" And he's going to take a shot at you with his short bow.
Shield. I use my shield.
Okay. You still have what's the
10
duration of
minutes.
Shield of Faith? 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Nope. It just boom, bounces off this divine shield.
I'm stealthing. What are you doing?
That doesn't make any sense.
You can't see
Doesn't make any
me.
sense.
You can't see me.
No, I'm out of here. And he's going to try to run.
Whoa, buddy. Why don't you come on back here?
Let's go run over there.
This is an island. You ain't going nowhere. We're gonna get you at the bridge.
And he,
Yep.
he just jumped, just went through a wall.
Yeah, he can run under the fences. They're just like barnyard fences.
Yeah, those are fences. These
Okay.
are houses.
Aye, right.
Yeah. Okay. It is Dusty's turn.
All right. I will move
Super dash.
30 feet.
Okay.
Then Is it an action to climb up on the roof? Or is
It would be an
movement?
action to climb up on the roof, yes.
Okay, then that's what I'm gonna do.
The time it
Okay,
counts.
you jump up onto the roof.
Yeah.
And you're Tabaxi. I'm not even gonna make you roll for that. It is steep. It would be
It's just a
you're
bonus action.
you're at half speed when you're trying to move up here, but you are on the roof, dude. You are 15, 20 feet up in the air. You are ready to rock and roll.
Okay.
Check you off.
Gonna move towards the peak. Do I still have movement? That
Yeah.
was movement,
Yeah.
action, or bonus action. All I want to do after that is try to see if beyond these two I can see any others anywhere.
From this angle. Yeah, I would say you can see that there's a couple moving around on the top of the church that appear to be ringing that bell.
Okay.
If you want to put two of these over here, you can see a couple of them playing on the top of the church. And you can see one other one, the one that you guys were fighting with earlier, he is climbed up to the top of that guard tower up there.
Okay. Well, that is the end of my turn. But I will, if it's free action to holler, I'll call down and say that there's definitely others around the town. One's making noise in the church, and one up in a watchtower to the south.
Mm-hmm.
And those two are blue now, right? Or are they
We
still?
don't know.
You don't know?
Okay. Fair enough. That's the end of my turn.
How are we measuring it for range as far as my distance? Do we do an angular or?
Okay.
Yeah.
Diagonals
Mhm.
would be doubled,
Mhm.
so it would be 20 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I'm from this point, this is 20 feet.
No,
That's,
this is
that'd be
20.
40
That's
feet.
20 feet,
That's
40.
40.
If
Okay.
you're doing melee attacks. If you're doing range,
You're cool with it
Were
just
you-
being.
D&D exists in a non-Euclidean universe,
Mhm.
so the
Still
normal
haven't
rules of
looked up what that
geometry
means.
don't really apply.
Mhm.
So just count out how many square blocks they are away from you.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. Okay.
You're gonna do.
9. So if it's 90 feet.
Mhm.
Okay, cool.
What's
So
the
I'm
range on
within
the weapon?
150.
Yeah. If it's 90 kind of at an angle away from
Why
you.
don't you come over here a little closer anyway, before you take your shot? I don't like everybody being so spread out.
Why are you telling a ranger to come closer?
Because I don't like you being that far away.
Well, y'all's game.
Never listen to him.
Kind of weird.
Y'all keep that up, we'll be playing a new one soon.
I move
Kinda
that
with-
close.
Kind of with the voice in the clouds and the fact that all three of us are better at
Ranged attacks.
range.
I scooch over so I'm maybe not
I
like.
just don't want y'all to
running
get
through-
jumped by, maybe those people pile out of there and they break through the bottom of the door and then I'm so far away I can't help y'all.
Well, I moved away from the door. I don't think they've got more than 30 feet range unless they double it up. Here, I'll move there. Wait, no.
Just want you to be close enough for me to run
That's
over
as far
and
as
put
I
my
can go.
hands on you.
Well, that's as far as I can go.
Takes me a full
But
minute.
I do go ahead and pop a shot at this little guy. I've got Hunter's Mark on.
Okay.
Ha ha ha, finally. That is 20.
20.
Yes.
Dirty 20 or not 20?
Dirty.
Dirty 20. Yeah, go ahead and roll damage. And you've got Hunter's Mark on him, so
I do,
remember
so
to roll your
another
D6.
D6. I know some things sometimes. That's a 3 plus another D6. Big money, no whammy.
Ooh.
6. Yeah. So that's
Nine.
9.
9?
Nueve.
Yeah, you blow him up. You just lean back and you let the arrow go. It runs him through completely, and you see his kidney fly out of the back of his body and
Oh,
get
jeez.
pinned to one of the fence posts.
We're gonna cook that up.
It's a good shot.
Yeah, you see this arrow just stuck into one of the yard fence posts, and this tiny little goblin liver hanging off it.
Super.
He just falls over. Kunk.
Super.
He won't be drinking tonight.
Won't be doing a lot of
Okay.
anything.
Anything else?
Wait, what?
I said won't be doing a lot of anything. Hunter's Mark, do I see these little folks up in the turret?
Now that he's yelled them out to you, you can kind of sort of make out two figures moving around up there, and it's almost like one comes up to the top and then jumps back down, and then another one comes up to the top.
When I
and
see
jumps
that
back.
one, I'm like, Hunter's Mark.
Okay. What's your range on Hunter's Mark?
I don't know. If it has a
700
range.
feet.
Bodie. No, I don't know. I have no
Five.
You already used your Hunter's
1,000.
Mark this action to cast. You already used your bonus action to cast it.
No, that was before.
Oh,
was
that's
before I
right. You
even
did.
started.
You did. You're right. Okay, fine. You
I
Hunter's.
know things.
You're correct. Thank you for correcting me, darling. You Hunter's Mark one of the guys up in the church
Usually
steeple in the belly.
Right
90.
there,
It's
90
100.
feet.
It's 180 feet.
JK.
LOL. You try to reach out, but it's beyond the edge of what you can discern.
Fancy spell stuff.
I like that these guys are just dicking around in this
They are.
entire town.
They are freaking
They
goblins.
do not care at all.
Yep. Okay, Gabby. Good job. It is Torque's turn.
Did you?
No.
No, I'm sorry.
I got
Bobble.
skipped.
You're up.
10, 20, 30.
Oh yeah, you should have been.
From this distance, you look up and you see at the top of that guard tower, one of the doors gets thrown open, and a goblin scrambles out and begins looking around, and he puts an arrow into his short bow.
Okay. I am going to. My witch bolt won't go that far. Yep, just a firebolt. Ugh, 7.
7, it hits the side of the watchtower, and he looks down and she goes, ah! Ah!
Dusty, Gabby, Bobby, Torquey?
Torky, larky, beef jerky.
Yeah. Anything else on your turn?
No.
No? Okie dokie. Torque, your turn.
I don't like it. I don't like any of this. Alright. 10, 20, 30, dash 10, 20, 30.
Okay.
I know y'all want to be spread out and far away from everything because you're range damage, but it's not like they have meteor shower or anything. If we aren't grouped up and somebody goes down, I can't heal people. I can't run all over the map. We're stronger together, focusing on one person.
I'm not necessarily trying to spread out from them. I'm trying to attack the enemy. But
Right.
everyone is attacking different enemies.
That's why I'm saying this right now. We need to group up, focus fire, and stay together. We don't have to be up on everything, but if somebody comes up on us, I can get a hold of them.
I like that fun.
It's my turn.
As I stand out here open, I see now. Maybe you were right.
Mm-hmm.
If you go down and then she goes down, I can spare the dying, but I gotta touch you.
Okay.
I gotta touch you to cure wounds too. And healing word don't heal that much, even though it's got range on it.
Alright, we're basically invincible. Let's go.
Okay, fantastic. It is Goblin 3's turn. He's going to take a shot at...
What color is your beard for doubt?
For doubt, it's gray.
Oh, you got so lucky. So
Is it
lucky.
disadvantage?
Is it disadvantage?
Oh my god.
He's outside of his normal effective range by 1 square.
Good grief.
And so, as he shoots at you, it's an 11, by the way. What's your armor class?
12.
12?
Yes.
It's just, the arrow literally just falls short of hitting you. And he goes, curses! And he ducks back down behind the crenellations of, yeah. You see his head as he tries to duck down and take cover in the guard tower, and he's just, you can still see the back of his head.
Alright.
He's not very well hidden. He's undercover, but he is not super well hidden. Okay, that was Goblin 3. We're back to the top of the order. Goblin 2 is going to look around, realizing that there is nothing he wants, and he is going to run into this guard tower here and climb up, but not emerge from the trapdoor yet. That is what he is going to do, and Dusty, it is your turn.
Okay. You told me I could see him last time.
You can indeed. You are
Does
up
he
high.
know where I am? Is he aware of my presence?
He's aware you exist. He
Okay.
saw you because you weren't hiding or anything. He
No.
saw you when he popped up there at the top.
Okay, I would still like to shoot at him.
Okay, he is behind half cover because he's hiding behind the crenellations, but go ahead.
That is 21.
21. Yeah, that'll hit.
Why did he have to think
Plus
about that?
pot colander.
7.
7? That is just enough. As he's hiding down, Bobble, you see it like this. You see he hides down, and all of a sudden the back of this goblin's head is just gone, and the stone is painted red. As you look over to the left, and you see your friend Radiant Dust gently sliding down the slope of a roof, letting go of an arrow. It flies through the air, goes past the protections of the watchtower, and takes the back of this guy's head off. Yeah. Dust that goblin.
I guided you with the gust. You say no.
You got it. I can get the dudes now. Since you guys wanted to kind of track where these guys are.
Yeah, we're gonna loot all their bodies.
There you go. Okie dokie. That is Dusty. That's your action. What else would you like to do?
I saw him run over there, right?
You saw him run over there, correct? And you saw him run into the watchtower.
Okay. Is this a peak? Is this like a roof that's like
Yeah, it's got a little
angled this
gable
way
feature.
and then angled that way?
Yeah, it's got a little gable feature going on.
Can I go over here and attempt to hide from that tower, or is that tower too tall?
That tower's pretty tall.
Okay,
You could try it, but the DC would be a little tricky.
I'm still gonna try it.
Okay, go ahead and roll
Go
stealth.
over there, maybe act like I'm climbing down, but not climb down, and that's what I'm gonna try.
Like hanging off from the eave.
Well, not really. Just like that thing you do when you act like you're walking out of a room and you make extra footsteps. I'm just gonna make it seem like I was climbing down, like getting low and close to the edge,
Just
and then
off-
not
hanging out
actually
the edge.
Go
going
ahead and
there.
roll stealth.
Hang the bottom of his body over and then kind of like scurry back up.
17.
Little cat
Okay.
paws.
Got it. Okie dokie. Bobble, you're up.
Alright, let's see here.
I don't think I've used
On
my
his
cloak of elven
dash.
shine at all.
20, 46, no dash right there.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. That's all you're doing.
Throw another fireball.
Gabby.
Throw another fireball.
No,
to the
he
window.
already dashed.
Oh, you dashed.
Yeah.
So Goblin, it's a bonus action. I guess if it's a bonus action or it could be a free action, I just holler out in Goblin, "Are y'all dead yet?" To the goblins in the tower.
Now.
Then
Damn it!
Then alright, so okay, so we're a group. Next, who do we want to kill next? Do you want to try to blink off some of the goblins that are in the fire pit, or do we want to try to find some more?
As you say that, two things happen.
Okay.
One, there is the whole front of the windmill that you guys had ignited. It has gotten hot enough that it has burned through the spindle, and the front blade just collapses to the ground as this hunk of burning wood and cloth and cinder comes crashing into the hill. The second thing that happens is you see an enormous winged shape flying overhead that all of a sudden whoosh, disappears, and the steeple on the church explodes.
Spoopy. Holy crap.
Yep.
Thoughts?
2 more dead goblins.
Okay. Good-ish.
Okay.
Does anyone know what that, I guess wisdom check or something to find, or history check, or animal check to find out what the heck that was that just flew over and...
Just make a perception check.
Ooh, that's a natural 3. Let's see what kind of perceptions added yet. I doubt it's very good. That's a 6.
Does it explode with fire or with rubble?
With rubble.
And does my passive 16 perception pick up what was flying?
You would not with that, but it was like something very big became very small and accidentally crashed into the steeple.
Okay.
It's kind of what you're able to pick up.
Did the ringing stop?
And the ringing has now
Oh
stopped.
my god, thank
The
God.
ringing is
Check
the bell has just like flown halfway across the churchyard, and it took out a couple of tombstones as it hit the ground.
Check to make sure my ears aren't bleeding.
Okay. We're gonna work in pseudo initiative now. So, what would you guys like to do?
I'm going to step over here and prepare a snare.
A snare?
Yeah, right there in front of the door.
The damage that was
Do you
done
have
to the
rope now?
windmill,
I
is
do
it,
have
has it
rope.
opened up the space
I'm
in the
out of rope
windmill?
now.
Can we
Yeah,
see
you can
into it
see
now?
on the front of the windmill, like the front portion of it has fallen off, and you can see that there's this gap that the main timber, the axle of it, used to run through, and it's probably about 2 foot by 2 foot.
And we only heard one voice respond to the whole being alive still, right?
That's all that you have?
Because we heard the crunchy noise from something else.
Can I peek my head up and see if that guy saw me?
He has not emerged from the top to the
Oh,
top. Yeah,
so
he is hanging
he
out.
actually just has no idea. I'll climb down and go talk to these, or hang out with these guys and ask if I have time to go try to grab some arrows.
Okay.
Where you couldn't get arrows from?
That goblin whose head I exploded?
Mm-hmm.
In the tower?
Yeah.
Could you look for rope as well, please?
I think there was some in that
I
garden
I have
closet.
some rope too, if you need
We'll,
some rope.
we'll get you some rope when the job's done.
Okay.
You're
okay.
gonna be setting up a whole bunch more snares before this is over.
Yeah.
Uh,
Lots of rope for some lots of
All right.
snares.
I think you said. Did you?
So like,
Did I hear? I know I don't speak Goblin.
I just
but
like hand you a 50-foot of hempen rope right then.
Thank
Like,
you. Yeah.
there you are.
since you guys have come and read them, this is the Nesper house.
I'm gonna use the restroom.
Yeah, let's go ahead and let's take a 5-minute, 10-minute break. We've been playing for an hour and 45 minutes. Let's go ahead and take a 15-minute break.
I bought sangria. That's like my favorite sangria. If you guys want it, it's delicioso.
Hey, Joanne.
Subtracting
What are
my
you doing
hempen
here?
rope because I just gave it to him.
Chilling. Oh, yeah.
So when these guys came out, they came out of here.
Yes. There was 3 of them. They came out of this house wearing cookware.
Coffee.
I mean, you can. I put coffee in the fridge, but I don't think it's chilled.
How's it look? Yeah. We need to put up like a sign or something that says like exact time.
I do have the ability to make like a break screen that you can switch to on there, but
I might at some point try to get Call of Cthulhu, so we can just try like one other RPG. Because there's a Call of Cthulhu game that's more about horror genre and sanity.
That's a board game?
No, it's another, like, it is board game, but you can also get it as an RPG. So we can do it like this. Roll up investigators and basically do the game that I have, Arkham Horror, as an RPG.
Okay.
What's it called?
Call of Cthulhu. I found it because I'm trying to figure out if I wanted to build something that was effectively like a horror movie, if it would work on D&D. And from the people that have responded to the post I made, D&D is not really built for that, and when you try to go too far into horror, it just doesn't function very well. So I said if you wanted to do that, Call of Cthulhu would work better. And then one of the things I listed I wanted to try, someone said putting that into Call of Cthulhu would be absolutely insane, and they seemed like genuinely excited about it. So it's like maybe we try it a couple times, see how it works, because not all of them are the same, right? Like Vampire the Masquerade, you're rolling to see how many successes you get, and I know there's a lot that are like that. So you just have a bunch of like D10s or a bunch of D6s, and you roll, and you have to get better than like 5 or 6, and that's a success. And anything below that's a failure. And if you get enough successes, you beat the DC. There's another one that they played. A bunch of people from like Geek and Sundry played,
Sugar?
where you have a Jenga
Sugar.
tower,
no,
No sugar?
no.
and there's a Jenga tower, and the DC, like if you want to do something really difficult, you have to pull more bricks from the Jenga tower without it falling, and then you can do whatever. I don't really want to do that one, but I do like the concept of it.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
Just the idea of the chance and a different kind of algorithm that you're having to work against in order to achieve success. That makes sense too.
Well, and as
like-
the game goes longer, it's harder and harder to pull off difficult tasks in something that's a Jenga board, you know?
Of course, yeah. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
So
that.
there's something to that that's kind of awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're gonna learn it today.
You can have your hand rest back. Someone's gonna learn today. I don't want them to meta where I'm at all the time.
You got any Coke?
Babies, what are you doing?
What?
Those are chips.
Just eat
Thank
a handful
you.
of spinach. Why not?
What? Spinach is good.
Chicken, I ate all your Pringles, by the way.
No, I got them for you, baby. They were your Pringles.
I ate all my Pringles.
So you know your Pringles. Awesome, fantastic.
Yay! Get a gold star on my board.
Good job.
I ate all my snack at snack time. I should be ashamed of myself. I had a whole can of Pringles.
It was a big can too. It wasn't like the normal can. It was like big.
That's impressive. Should I be tracking my arrows?
Yeah?
Are we doing that? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just checking.
You need to take 10 minutes to gather your arrows from the field.
And get some extra arrows from Snippy McSnippy Pants.
The goblin?
Isn't that what you were saying that you were gonna do?
I was gonna grab the one that I shot at him.
Am I
Oh.
actually gonna need
I
gold
was
to
There
gonna steal
learn
that.
actually is
spells?
I was gonna steal
Huh?
that.
Am I actually gonna
D-bags
need gold
arrows.
to learn spells?
Yes.
That makes
Okay.
sense.
Because otherwise, wizards get like ridiculously overpowerful if I don't make you actually like use the spell book mechanic.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're just like, I know all the spells, F you. I
Yes.
can prepare them every day.
Yes.
Have y'all ever been to Winco?
Think so?
It's a little, I don't know how many they have around here, but they have one in NRH and they have like coconut chips.
There's one in South Fort Worth. There's one by David's where we were going to get the
Yes,
stuff for
that's
the,
where I've been there.
Yes.
for the game.
There is.
That's right, there is one down there by David.
they have
yeah,
good,
that's-
Well, that's where we went to
If
get
you're-
stuff
if
for
you're-
game day.
in a keto fix, they have coconut
How's
chips.
the oatmeal
And
one?
they're a little high in
It's
sugar,
okay.
but they're not bad. And they taste so freaking good. I got some from Trader Joe's the other day and they were so good. Toasted coconut is just amazing. It's really good on ice cream, but you know, that's obviously not super keto.
So, I'm thinking, well, we got all these people in this here windmill,
Yeah.
and we seem to have either scared everybody else off or whatever. As soon as he gets his snare down, we should open this up, find out if there's anybody still in there. I'll stand up in front, and then y'all just shoot over my shoulder.
They were hollering to that something else.
Hmm?
So I don't know what.
They're gonna
all
shoot
come
between
out
your
here.
legs or under your arms. Ducking down.
Standing up.
Where's your address? What do we get?
Oh, boy. I don't know.
You
Maybe we can just take on.
What are you ordering from Panera?
I'm just gonna get a salad, but I'll get other
Yes,
stuff.
indeed, Kitty.
You're
Yes,
not
indeed.
going to ask your loving husband what he wants?
Okay. What
You're my chair, Dwayne.
I don't want anything.
Is that
I'm
the
just
deal?
offended that you wouldn't ask.
do you want? I'm asking. I could get other stuff. What do you want? Okay. What is your address? Your number?
Yeah, say it on the internet.
No, it's for Panera. I mean. come on,
Yes,
baby.
but we are streaming
Oh,
live
sorry.
on the internet.
Write it down.
Does that say,
What?
does
I
that say
Googled
Agenor?
the,
Agenor, yeah.
apartment complex number, so I know that one. So just the apartment number.
Kitty, kitty.
And what's that one?
Sweet.
Kitty,
Thank you.
kitty.
General store slash
General store / Zelbrun resident.
Zelbrun? Okay.
XELB.
Have we seen any civilians, or are we just gonna get the
Negative.
Well, I saw a bunch of footprints leaving town and heading north, which I said when we
a
first
blank
walked
check
out.
to ransack this general store? Get all the rope you need.
I mean, we're supposed to help this town, and we knew that, so I don't know if it's the best idea to just
Well, they're
ransack
all
it.
We
dead.
are helping.
They're all dead.
I saw footprints leaving town
Oh, okay.
We don't
when
know
we
what
were
those-
out there, and I told
We'll just say the
everyone.
goblins took
We
it.
don't know what those goblins took.
Actually, I'm supposed to be lawful.
You feel your connection to Kellenborg beginning to fade.
There's no Oathbreaker cleric, so I don't know what you're gonna do.
You just lose your divine magic powers.
I'm gonna become an Eldritch Knight when I pray to the new red-bearded fellow that gave me my gloves and my hammer and my belt.
JK, it's too late. They don't.
Hi there, honey.
They don't deliver at 7:48 at night.
No, it's too late.
5:48.
I didn't know Panera
7:48.
delivered.
They're
Yeah, they
going
do.
to bed.
A lot of the places around here don't deliver past 6 because it's more of a
Business.
business district.
Oh, that makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah.
Sweet kid.
Pita
Well,
Pit
that's why-
deliver yet?
Hmm?
Does Pita Pit deliver yet?
Uh,
I don't know
I
that
bet
they
he
would
did
deliver
like
this far.
Grubhub in that business.
Well,
There's
the
one
problem with
by,
like Grubhub and Uber Eats and stuff like that,
There-
by the
yeah, the
time
service fees and
you
all
can't
that.
use any of the coupons that you normally use or anything like that. By the service fees are done, you pay $37 for like a
One
quarter
person.
pound of cheese.
have you ever been to Stop and Go? Over off, like, there's one off Davis, there's one off 26. I have a friend that worked there. They have real good Mediterranean.
Stop and Go?
Stop,
No,
and,
but I
stop
go
and
to-
Go Euro.
I go to Alwadi Cafe.
That's.
Oh, wow.
I need to go there. I've heard that it's
So good, and
fantastic.
I went with my family again the other day.
Baby, we need to go
Sister
there.
and mom.
Because that's the one that's right off of Brown, right?
Yeah, it's right
Yeah.
there up front. Yeah. All right, we back?
Yep.
Been 10 minutes. Okay.
How dare you?
Wow.
All right. Tell me what you're doing, guys.
Click this door open.
Okay.
Click it open? Okay,
So
so.
everybody get in range. Is that where do you want to be, Recon?
I mean, I can shoot from here. I don't know what kind of cover they get for your body.
Okay.
I could throw up an illusion.
That doesn't stop him from. Well, you got that snare.
And a snare.
I'll stand out of the way. I'm gonna stand right here. Do you want to move over so you got a good look at them?
I mean, my range is 80 to 320,
Everybody just
so
put where you
I know I
wanna
can
be.
reach.
I'm gonna stand right next to this door. Anybody who comes out, I'm gonna kind of put my shield in my back.
Mhm.
I still have Shield of Faith,
How long does that last?
10 minutes. So I'm gonna put my shield in my back. I'm gonna two-hand my warhammer. So if
Okay.
anybody comes out, they're just gonna get domed.
Okay.
Alright. Well, you've got the power to
Because I
unlock
wasn't
the,
keeping
the
track at
movable rods
first,
whenever
I've
you're ready.
been rounding up on all arrows for
That's
now.
Okay.
And I'll do better.
I'm gonna put my hand on the immovable rod. I'm gonna get a ready check. All right.
Nothing moves. You see what appears to be a mutilated, disfigured carcass in front of the door.
I'm gonna peek my head in there real quick. What do I see?
Stick your head in real quick.
No, I'll peek my head around the corner real quick, like Corbin Dallas checking the room.
You see the body of a goblin that appears to be crushed on the left side, laying on the ground.
Just one.
I mean, it's just a door. Yeah, I mean, you just look at it, you see one laying on the ground.
Two of them ran in there.
That's what you remember.
I go ahead and holler out at the goblin, come on out.
I'm not falling for that again. Damn it! It sounded like it was coming from up higher.
How tall is this thing?
More
Is
fire.
it still on? Is it still on fire in there?
No, the flaming part of the actual.
So it
outside
didn't
part of the
catch
building.
on fire.
It
There was
didn't.
no
You didn't
woodworking
burn the
inside?
interior.
Okay.
No, that the spindle, the axle gave way before it.
Okay.
All right, I'm putting my warhammer back away and pulling out my shield. I'm gonna have to go in.
We can do whatever we want. Just wait till we hear a whip and some screams.
What's that?
My snare.
Oh, okay. All right, well, we're leaving town. Y'all stop mucking about in here.
Oh, so soon? Okay.
I'm gonna I'm gonna stomp away.
Make a
This is
performance
exactly
check.
what I was talking about earlier.
Make a performance check.
What were you talking about earlier?
That's what I was doing on the roof, but you know,
Oh
on the
yeah,
roof.
I have +5 to performance.
How do you have +5 to perform?
'Cause he's
I
fabulous.
got a 4.
A 4. You have a +5 to
Oh, I have a
perform.
+5. Nobody chooses performance.
I was about to
I have a -1.
Bards choose performance.
Yeah. Well, you are not a bard.
Useless.
And as you guys all watch as he goes, I'm going out of town, and stomp a stomp a stomp, and literally says the word stomp a stomp a stomp.
This is about the same as how he stealths.
Almost as good as your stealth.
How many of you are in there?
No answer.
You come on out. We'll let you go.
No answer.
You said you've got a snare over there?
It's sitting right here, just outside the door.
Well, I saw one run into a tower to the east. We can go see if he's still in there and maybe find that rope that I saw laying on the ground. You can set a snare in front of the tower.
That sounds good
When
to
they
me.
get snared, how long does it last?
Let's have a look.
And how many can you set at once?
Oh, as many as I want.
It's not a concentration spell, so.
No, yeah. Duration 8 hours.
Yeah.
Oh,
Does
no,
take
that's
a
how
minute
long
to
it
cast.
lasts.
Yeah, it takes a minute to cast, but yeah.
Oh, but once they're snared, they're stuck for 8 hours?
Unless they figure out a way to break out.
Okay.
It's restrained.
All
You
right.
can make a dexterity saving throw at the end of each of its turns.
So roughly every 6 seconds.
That means he's getting out.
I mean, if you want, I can climb back up on top of that store and keep an eye on that area. If he comes out, take a shot at him.
Okay.
I can reach that far.
All right.
And then I can keep an eye on what y'all are doing. If you see any arrows, I'm starting
What's
to
the
get
range
low.
on your short bow?
80, 320.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Y'all coming with me?
Okay.
You
I'm
should have
going-
been critted earlier.
I'm going over to this.
Who should have?
I'm going on. Wait. How's everybody looking?
I want to follow you. I'm fine. I mean,
You're doing all right still.
yeah.
I'm gonna climb back up on that roof.
Okay. You
Alright.
climb back up onto the roof and take a position on the corner.
I am actively everywhere I'm going. I'm looking at the tower and then looking at the ground for arrows.
Okay.
All right.
Has his head popped up there?
No, it has not.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you don't. You look over there. You don't see him
Yeah,
over
I
there.
don't see him. Okay.
All right. I'm gonna creep on up to this tower.
I don't know if he's still in there.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go check it out. Why don't y'all just hang out right there so you can run behind
You
something?
walk over to. You walk up to it. You notice the door's closed.
Okay. I'm gonna check it for traps.
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
17.
17. Is you? I can't believe you never do that. Put a little pressure on it, and looking up at the corner, you notice someone has balanced a flask of oil up on the corner of this door.
Okay.
And as you go to push it open, you kind of reach
Yep.
up and you
Yep.
just take the flask and you hold it. And you see right up above it, there's a small candle that's burning.
Okay. I'm gonna take the oil and I'm gonna leave the candle burning so it don't make no smoke. And I'm gonna try to stealth up. I'm stepping on the sides of the stairs so they don't creak as much. I'm
It's just a
assuming
ladder.
just a ladder,
Can I ask about your stealth? What armor do you wear?
chainmail.
So he's at disadvantage.
Okay.
Pour the oil all over the chainmail.
How high is ladder?
I mean, I
20
still
foot.
want you to try to stealth all the time. I
20
really
feet.
do. But
20-foot climb.
What's vertical leap again?
You have to have a 10-foot running start, and then it's your strength modifier plus 3. That's how many feet you can jump.
Oh, 7 feet.
Okay. That's still
Which is an insane vertical leap. Really.
you're dunking on anything ever.
Yeah.
I want to.
That's Captain America levels of vertical leap.
I
Yeah.
actually want to like climb up this ladder as fast as I fucking can, just screaming like a maniac to scare the fuck out of the goblin. He's like, oh, my trap! Try to get the jump on him so that I can grab a hold of him.
So stealth in the version of speed.
You look up, there's a
Not
trap door at the top. Looks to be unlocked.
Okay. Okay. Then I'm gonna climb up to the top and I'm just gonna punch that bitch open and hop out.
Okay.
And if there's a goblin, I'm gonna try to grab a hold of him.
Okay.
And however you want me to do that. That's the plan I have in my head. So-
Okay.
All right.
I'd
So
like to start making a lot of noise down there. Maybe we will step over here, start trying to get his attention up on the tower.
Okay. Give me a performance check.
why don't you just throw
Or
a
what?
fire?
Tell me this. What do you
I can't
guys?
tell you what to do.
What are you two gnomes doing in order to create a distraction?
Minor illusion?
Oh yeah, that'd be great. I can help you with that.
What noises would you like?
Maybe we can make some noises of some goblins just laughing and singing and dancing over here.
Sure.
Yeah, these goblins just having a great time.
Okay. I go ahead
And
and
he's
And
left
you
out.
speak Goblin?
I speak Goblin and I have a cantrip for minor illusion.
Okay. Since he's helping you and everything on this, make a performance check with advantage. Yeah, you guys collabing on this. Yeah, this is gonna be the hottest track of the summer.
I like the way she's shaking her
What
hands.
is it?
The hottest track.
You said that was a performance check?
Yeah.
8.
8. Your hot collab is called Knob Goblin, and it gobbles knob, dude. It's pretty grody, and you don't see a head pop up out of the.
At least it's not a slob goblin.
I think it sounded great. Whatever.
He likes your music.
Very kind, giant gnome.
So as you guys are using minor illusion to make some ruckus down there, you all of a sudden hear what sounds like goblins playing outside and frolicking.
Okay.
You think there are more goblins who are attacking your friends outside because you're inside climbing up and don't see this.
Okay. Well, I better get this done fast and hop off the side of this thing.
Okay.
All right, what do you want me to do? I'm punching the door open, hopping out, and if there's a goblin, I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna throw it over the fucking side.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna help you out. Give me an athletics check.
Okay.
Goblins make me mad too.
19.
Yeah.
19.
Yep.
Okay. You're going like 6 rungs at a time. Just boom! You just Kong vault your way to the top. Boom! Uppercut, Mike Tyson style. Blow the trap door off the hinges. Climb up in the top. You jump out, arm forward, and you see that there's a small rope leading off the side of the wall.
I take that and I wind it up, put it in my bag, and climb back down the ladder.
You climb back down the ladder.
All right, I come running at the goblins out here and try to grab both of them at the same time.
And you right through an illusion.
Roll over.
I've been keeping an eye. Did anyone exit the windmill? Okay.
I'm gonna be quite confused, but then I'm gonna pull a rope out and I'm gonna
And can I check the destruction of the church and see if I notice any movement still happening
probably
over
about
there?
20 feet
Yes, perfect timing. You notice walking out from the rubble of the church, you see a halfling man, tan skin and kind of unusual, like greenish hair, kind of like green blonde hair, walks out, kind of dusts off his outfit, and he's wearing just a very plain overcoat, kind of tweed with elbow patches and tweed trousers, very plain white undershirt, and he walks out and he's kind of confusedly looking around and mumbling to himself. He walks over and he's looking through the rubble, and he goes over and he actually physically picks up one of the fence posts, rips it out of the ground, looks under the fence post and sticks it back down into the ground. He continues to kind of work his way.
Does it look like he used a lot of effort to rip that out of the ground? Or
None.
like it was the easiest thing in the world?
0. Same as me lifting this up.
Hey guys, I saw a halfling walk out of the church, but he looks a little different than normal. He also just ripped a fence post out of the ground like it was nothing. So I don't really know what's going on there, but maybe check the fence posts around you and see how tough they are to lift up. See if something else is going on.
Make a strength check. No?
5, 6.
This has got to be the toughest one in town, though.
Let me show you something.
I'm not sure. We'll move over to another.
So I just watched the strongest person on our team fail.
Yes.
Okay.
Check this out. 2.
This thing's really stuck in there, guys.
The fence posts are just fence posts. I think he's saying that there's just something odd about the.
There's
I'm too
something
stubborn.
abnormal about him.
I'm too stubborn
is-
for that. I'm going to I pick a different pen.
I want to
So-
continue to watch him.
What does he
Should we
look
set the
like?
1-5?
Halfling,
Uh-huh.
very deeply tanned skin.
As he's describing him to me, what's my history check or whatever to know if I
Go ahead and make a history check.
He had greenish blondish hair.
Sweet, finally a decent roll for something stupid.
Best time to
Might
get
not
him.
be stupid.
21.
21. Okay. You recall back, you've only been around this town for less than 5 years, but you've picked up stories from working in the woods that there is a dragon named Felagolos
Oh, jeez.
who, he's not insane, he's just so absent-minded and clumsy that he can sometimes be a bit of a misfortune. And he is usually described as flying in and then appearing around town playing hide and seek with the children, sometimes having picnics with the local animals, doing all sorts of weird, odd things.
Was there a greenish tint to the flying object that was coming through? And
You didn't really see.
okay.
And but he's known to be fundamentally good, just so absent-minded and clumsy, and thinks in different timelines than humans do. And you're wondering if maybe the disappearance of the Nightstone that used to be in the center of town, and his appearance, they might be. That's an unusual coincidence.
And how long ago did the Nightstone disappear?
Right after the Cloud Castle dropped the rocks on the town, you saw 4 figures come down. They grabbed the stone, went back up. Castle disappears.
Were they giants?
Enormous, yes.
And when was the last time that Philogulus came through?
What, long before you were here?
Okay.
It was it's almost like a town urban legend.
Sure, like I don't know if
Gilgamesh.
this is real, but
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I kind of convey that somewhat silently. I cast my voice up in sort of a whisper up to Dusty and let him know sort of the tale of Philogulus and as a cantrip. And then with the people around me, I say that just so I don't draw too much attention to us.
Is he staying in the churchyard for now?
For now, he seems perfectly content to rummage around there, and he begins to walk towards the front, and you see he kind of cocks his head as he just disappears around the corner of the building, as he moves towards where the gravestones are.
Okay. I mean, from what she said, I think it might be safe to approach. Should we approach hesitantly and as a group, or do you want me to stay somewhat hidden?
You can stay hidden.
Okay.
I always like having a surprise in my pocket.
And you said he's moving towards the gravestones, towards the front of the church? On this side or on the far side?
On this side closest to you.
Okay, I will climb down this side of here and make my way. I'm gonna try to stealth basically to that tower as these guys move, like just a little bit behind them, and try to let them lead the party. And I'll
Sure.
try to stay hidden.
Go ahead and make a stealth roll.
And I think I've been forgetting this all game, so let me check.
Yeah, dwarf, yeah.
Dwarf.
Whatever you are.
I'm a human.
Human. Stout
Okay, that's
human.
specifically for hiding. Okay.
You did 25.
Okay, 26.
26! You managed to sneak up on a dragon.
Okay, and I was going into this tower.
Yeah.
Here, hold my hand. I've got him piggybacked on me, and I'm gonna hold her hand like she's a little child, so that I seem unassuming and not dangerous as I walk up to this gentleman.
Actually, a child.
I know, but if it looks like I'm
I mean,
Carrying a
if
couple
he knows
children.
halfling children.
Actually very
I'm sure.
humiliating.
I'm sure he understands what's going on.
well, this is what's going. Man, I've got an 8 intelligence. Just go on with this.
So
This is what's in my head. Is my 8
As you
intelligence.
walk up, I mean, as soon as you're within 30 feet of him, he turns around. I'm very sorry to bother you, but it seems like where is everyone?
Town got invaded by goblins. We were just kicking the crap out of them. I don't know where everybody else is. We just got here.
Well,
Uh,
I'm afraid that there's been a bit of some rumors going on. I can't quite remember, but I knew this place. There's artifacts here which are rather important, boundary stones things, and
boundary stones.
boundary stones. Yeah.
Well,
It's frustrating. And I'm sorry. Didn't there used to be a big rock here?
There was. Are you familiar with the giants that have been coming through?
Yeah, everybody knows about giants. Yes.
Well,
They're very ornery lately. They've got themselves into a tizzy.
I do believe that a quartet of them came through and actually took the stone you're mentioning.
What do they look like?
Large.
Large giants.
What would I have known about the giants that came through?
They were, well, you could discern from the fact that they came down from a castle made out of clouds. These were cloud giants.
Okay.
Cloud giants.
Okay, so
Not the most powerful type of giant, but just right there. Not for lack of trying.
I convey that large cloud giants.
Cloud giants, large cloud giants.
When the
Why?
people
Why would
actually,
people-
when the people that left prior to the goblin invasion, they left because of the attacks that came from the cloud giants.
I can see it now with the stones, with their inscriptions and all. Yeah.
What do you know of them? Why would they come at this point? Do you know anything from your part?
No one on my end seems to know much of anything. We, all of a sudden, the giants have decided to go quite insane, and they've, what's the word for it? They've got. Giants have a way of staying orderly about things. I think they call it the orderlying or something, and frankly, they've stopped following their own rules, and I don't know what's causing that. So I came to check on some of the. They left some old technology here after the war, and I'm quite afraid I don't remember where they put it.
How long ago would that have been?
Oh, it couldn't have been any more than 800 years. 8, maybe 9?
Okay. And what is your name?
Oh, pardon me, sir, and your lovely daughter and your unfortunate-looking son. I'm Thelagolos.
All right.
I'm Bubble.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Bobble.
I'm a wizard.
Indeed, I could tell something about you from the way that your beard shifted and changed colors. I could tell. Camera.
She heard it.
I could tell there was something quite unique about you. He leans over to you and he just kind of puts his hand on your forearm. He's just a little bit shorter than you right now. Puts his hand on your forearm and says,
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
Nothing. My beard turns purple.
Oh. Yes,
Oh, the stones.
I saw some inscriptions on those.
The guardian
yes.
stones.
What was
There
purple
were,
horny?
there's
No,
inscriptions
purple
on
is
them.
full of myself. Regal. I'm in charge.
Yes, you're quite in charge, young man.
Yes.
That's it. Yes.
So-
Yeah, and what were your names?
Gabrielle.
Gabriella. And I've seen you in these woods before when I was flying, doing some of my rounds sometimes. You've been in this area for a little while, doing some work in the forest.
Yes.
No?
Trying to just help guide a bit.
Oh, good. Well, other than, well, I guess no one's doing very well right now, are they?
Have you
Every time I come back here, there's graves.
up in the area where the goblins normally stay? Have you seen much devastation or damage?
None, frankly, but I couldn't tell you that I looked very hard. I came over here as quickly as I could when I heard from Elminster that there had been a bit of a disturbance and I needed to come check on things.
Who is Elminster?
Oh, the Sage of Shadowdale himself.
Oh, okay.
One of the chosen of Mystra.
Do you know anything about the lady? She may know some.
Lady.
I don't remember her name though.
Oh, the lady who owned this,
Yes.
who
yes,
ran
yes.
the city. Yes, there was an old family from Waterdeep. They've been in and out of here over the last couple hundred years or so. I'd be lying if I say that I knew her very well.
So the elements.
I really do need to find that stone. Have you? Oh, you said the cloud giants took
Cloud
it.
giants.
This is
How
all
long
very
ago
nice.
was it?
It's 2 days.
2 days. 2 days ago. Cloud
2 days
giants.
ago. I'm awfully sorry. Good luck to you all. Please help the villagers, but you must understand, I have to get that stone back.
Do you have any way of contacting us? Do you have any speaking stones or anything like that that we may communicate with you if we're able to?
No, in fact, this is all I have. He pulls out, it's like a small ball of red yarn,
Mm-hmm.
and he hands it to you and says, I don't even know what this does, but you can have it.
I'm gonna arcana check that.
I go ahead and take it, and I say, in a second.
Wait, you can't go nowhere. You ain't given us a quest yet.
A quest? I am, very well. Sir, your quest is to...
My name's Torque.
Torque. Sir Torque, your quest is to pick 4 of those turnips. I don't know. What do you do?
I head over the turnips. Where are the turnips
Bobble's
at?
still on your back.
Yeah.
He really, he's like that, huh?
Where are the turnips? I start
It
moving
can be
towards the
useful
farm.
at times.
Okay.
We'll be looking for the stone. Are there any
Get
others?
the people back. I kind of like the people here. I'd like to see them.
We like them too.
I've heard wonderful stories about how you were kind to them.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
Will we? What? So you said this is a what stone?
I get distracted by this.
Boundary.
A boundary stone. How
It's
many?
it's a megalith. It's a remnant of after the wars, when giants and dragons fought. It defined the limits of territory.
How many boundary stones were there, and where are
Hundreds.
they? Hundreds.
But they don't all look the same.
Okay.
A boundary stone can be as big as a house, or it could be as small as a large mountain.
Okay. And they're all stones, or are they maybe do
Always stones. Always made out of something that came out of the earth, because it lasts. Like the boundaries were supposed to last.
and they're no longer following the boundaries?
I mean, evidently they picked up the stone.
And have you?
So,
Is this within the last few days? Is this when you've heard of them?
This has been going on for a few months now.
Months.
They've been. I'm sorry. I have to go and get that stone.
Wait, I got your turnips.
Very well.
I handle my turnips.
He takes the turn for it, and they're just, they're big enough that he's kind of like having a, and he just, okay,
I've completed the dragon quest.
you have indeed, and I
I get things done.
rather like that. He walks over and says, if you'll excuse me, and he begins walking towards the town square, and as he's walking, you see his form begins to shape and distort. These enormous wings sprout from his back. His skin all of a sudden becomes covered in these large bronze scales, and he stretches out, almost like his form elongates, till he's about 70 feet long, occupies the entire space of the town square, and with a single flap of his wings takes off like a rocket up into the sky.
Well, that was interesting. Good job, Torque. Good job for completing the dragon quest.
And he did take the turnips with him. He did not drop them, he took the turnips.
We made a friend.
I'm gonna climb down and catch up with them.
May I have my immovable rod?
Sage of what?
Sir?
Yeah.
Thank you. And you wanted to check the yarn to see if it was of anything. It might just be yarn. I don't know. He seemed very strange.
Maybe I should have a look at that.
Oh, yarn.
Duh.
I'm gonna do an Arcana check on the yarn.
Okay,
Come down and stand by those fools.
24.
Hey.
24. It's magic, but you don't know what it does.
This is
take
magic.
Arcana this
24.
time?
Wow.
You took Arcana this time?
Mhm.
He's
I'm proud of you.
He's a.
Yeah.
He never takes it.
Well,
I know, but he usually
It's not.
does wisdom.
It has an enchantment on it. It's not.
or charisma.
It's not like it's a secret nuclear weapon or anything.
What's
like
the
It,
can he
it
discern?
has a small enchantment.
Can he discern the nature of the?
Magic.
You can cast Identify on it later if you wanted to.
All right, we have a magic.
While he's doing that, I'm rooting through the goblin's pockets.
Okay. Through that goblin,
Any of them that have arrows? I'm like,
on that one you
Yo,
find.
same here.
I'm looking for rope
have these.
On that one you find 3 arrows.
and gold.
You get
I
two.
give him. Oh, are you
Uh-huh.
checking a different goblin?
What? Yeah.
Let's do these one just for
We're
my
doing one at
benefit.
a time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
I didn't know.
do
I
these.
thought I was the only one checking a goblin.
Well, but you handed them over. Or did you not?
Yeah, I would have. Absolutely.
Started
That
the-
one has 3 arrows, and you find a locket that is shaped like a fish. And as you open it, it contains a painted portrait of a rosy-cheeked male halfling, and there's an inscription in it that says Larlo, Larlow.
And I convey to them, I don't know if you've, what story you've told them so far, but I've conveyed to them that most of the inhabitants of this town have gone up to wherever it was.
To the caves.
To the caves to hide from the invasion, but unfortunately there are lots of goblins up there, so I don't know what the nature of their well-being is at this point.
You also haven't had time to investigate the keep, because you've been staying on the move fighting goblins here.
But the bridge only broke during this attack.
Yeah,
from
it
the
broke
Cloud
2 days
Giants?
from the Cloud
Yeah.
Giants attack.
Yes.
They shelled the heck out of the keep.
That's where they went.
No,
No, they went out.
what happened is the
Cloud Giants
Yes.
came down, took the Nightstone, wrecked the town.
Right.
The halflings ran out of town,
Yeah, 'cause
went
we saw
north
the
to the
tracks.
caves. Yeah.
Saw the tracks. I just
Um,
heard it keep, and I didn't know what that was yet.
That I believe is this area? Was
the keep is here.
no, the keep is this.
Oh,
You can
yeah, yeah,
explain
yeah.
that.
Okay.
That's an inn. It says it on it.
That's, yeah, I just, okay, so you're talking about what was her, Lady Vesel, Lady
Velrosa Nanda.
Valrosa Nanda.
wow, I was way off.
I was gonna call her Lady Valsalva, so.
Well, I heard Hearns. What was it?
Velrosa Nandar.
Are there any markings on any of these?
You actually know of her fairly well. She's a Mass Lord in Waterdeep. and
Oh,
this
I
is
do know of her well.
Kind
then.
of her. This is kind of her family hunting getaway out in the country. This is like their summer home.
Is this one of the lords whose mass I've taken?
No.
Okay.
Do any of these look like general stores or
Just
maybe
remember.
magic shops?
Yes, the one marked general store looks like a general store.
Okay. Any of them have any markings that would indicate they dealt with magic?
In a small town like this, no, you don't see anything or any signs or anything like that that indicate that there's an arcanist or anything like that around.
Can I grab the
Look
arrow
around in there.
that he shot at him and then climb up and loot that guy?
Sure. You want to loot that guy real quick? Let me get Dwayne, and then we'll go to you. So you go into the general store, and okay, everything in here has been looted, trashed, thrown around, but you do manage to find 4 50-foot ropes
Right.
and 3 potions of healing, and you also find 2 pints of lantern oil. And there's all sorts of farming equipment, feed. This was primarily an agricultural town. You can tell people kind of raised their own chickens and grew their own plants here, and a lot of the stuff here is just for kind of basic farming.
Can I,
Not a lot of adventuring here, really.
noticing, I notice this is an agriculture area, can I look around for some common herbs?
Yes, but because of the destruction and everything, and they don't really grow that kind of stuff in town, I'm going to say the DC is going to be 18
I
in your
see-
survival
I
check.
see you kind of looking around at plants, and I ask, what are you looking for?
And you're going to loot this goblin up
I'm looking
here.
for
Yep.
herbs.
Well,
I like to make potions and stuff.
I'm a ranger.
There
and
are
I go
stolen
quite a bit out
kitchen
in the
utensils,
woods around here to show some of the
3
people.
vials of perfume,
So I can always help you with that. Which herbs do you need to find?
I
a
have,
stuffed hawk. I have to be careful how I pronounce it. Stuffed
Mhm.
hawk.
you showed it to you?
No, but whenever it
And
comes time for you to
a
do that, I
battered
can probably
copper
help you with
flagon
that a little bit.
emblazoned with
What's your,
a grinning devil
Survival in that
on the front of
business.
it.
So I actually have an herbalism kit and an alchemist kit.
I'm just gonna
that
put
I'm
like
proficient in.
3 on the silverware. Is
I
that
think it
cool?
would be a survival.
Or
3 silverware?
I didn't hear what you
Basically,
specifically.
Uh,
Or
just
just
for
random
common
silverware.
ingredients.
It's fine. I'll just
Yeah,
put
stolen
silverware.
utensils, they're worthless.
And then the flagon
Yeah, the flagon might be worth something.
with an orc face.
It's a grinning devil.
Grinning
in front of
devil.
it. And then 3 vials of perfume.
Okay, that I got. Does he have any arrows? Because he was shooting a
My
bow.
nature's
Yes,
close to
he
my survival
has
skill 3, so
4 arrows on
he
him.
needs some help.
Awesome.
Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of that one. You looted that dude.
Mhm.
Get rid of that. I'll come back down and come over. I found 4 more arrows, so at some point I'll give you 2 of those.
2
and
each.
I'll take 2.
And then, so have we gone into the windmill?
Now, has anyone come out of the windmill and gotten hit in
Nope.
the trap yet?
Um,
Can you sense whether or not your snare is still there?
Yeah, I mean, it's there for 8 hours and so.
Well, I know, but if he came out and rolled a dex check, he might have gotten out of it and ran.
Oh.
So I'm trying to figure out if you know whether or not it's gone off.
Doubtful.
The trap triggers when a small medium creature must succeed in restraining creature. If the trap is triggered, the spell ends when no creature is restrained by it. No? I mean, it's a magic trap. I'll just go over there and I'll try and
And
sense the
does
magic.
it have to be an enemy or?
As you walk
an
over
enemy?
there, it doesn't take you very long to notice. There's nothing where you set the trap, but on the front end where everything had collapsed, you see the burned body of a goblin laying out in front of the windmill. It looked like she had tried to jump to freedom out of the front and didn't survive the fall.
Okay.
So that's just the 2 goblins. They were speaking to somebody else, so maybe we investigate and see if there's anything else. Real quick, do you want to go do that, or do you want to
I'll
go
come and
see
hang out with you.
about the spot where the the dragon that just flew away, I really wish I would have asked him about those two goblins. Do you want to go check and see if those two goblins if their bodies are in the bell tower, or do you want to go check the other, the windmill?
I don't think we're just shouting across town, but at some point I meant to ask Torque. When the rope was off the wall, if it was off like the city wall or just off the tower wall.
Oh yeah, can you guys check for some rope in there? Oh, I saw someone was on my broom.
In the general store?
No,
Oh,
in the field.
In the field behind it.
Sure.
No, it looks like number 2 one of the goblins grabbed it and dragged it with him.
So looking up at the bell
You did
tower.
get
You can kind of
Long
put
foot
together
ropes.
real quick. That's
Got
probably the
270
rope that's
feet of
hanging.
rope right now. That's pretty great.
That's probably the rope hanging down the wall.
Looking up at the bell tower, what's
It's destroyed.
destroyed? Okay, so like it completely destroyed. So like the whatever bodies were in there.
I loved this place. I love the
Hamas.
people here. Fuck your church.
Yeah.
I mean, she said I heard you were nice to them, and he said I don't know.
He's clumsy.
I didn't hear all that, but so you know.
I mean, he said he liked the people.
He didn't.
Yeah.
Probably didn't mean to destroy that. Maybe he hated the bell. Who knows? It's a dragon.
An absent-minded
Yeah.
weird dragon.
I'll try to pick my footing and get inside the windmill and see if there's anything
Okay.
else in
I
there.
guess
You look
we're-
in, and there is the mutilated, crushed on the left side body of one of the goblins. Looking up, nothing.
Okay.
So we don't-
Is there anything left on these goblins, or has it all burned? Anything magic
On
will last, right?
that one, yeah. Any?
So like a heal pod, or not even?
No, these goblins don't carry heal pods.
Okay.
So I speak goblin. Did I make out what they were saying up to in the windmill earlier?
It's very difficult to catch. You were in the middle of a fight, and you were up on the other
It's a
tower.
loud bell ringing.
Yeah, loud
All
bell.
right. Okay.
Okay, cool.
So
Well,
there's
to
one
be
body,
clear-
three bodies we haven't looted, but I don't know.
I'm
what
not
that
looking.
we're trying to.
I'm not looking for wild herbs. I'm basically looking for like a community garden.
Like
that
catnip?
Maybe where they.
Sure. If you want to look for the community garden, you remember behind the Summerhawk residence, as you were over by the temple, you saw that they had a small herb garden over there.
Okay.
You,
Like in the field or like
In
in
the
this
field.
grass area.
yeah, are you going through the house or are you just walking through the field?
I'll just walk and kind of like. Well, is there a gate on the back to walk through? Either way, I'm just going back there.
Yes.
And I don't know if you're asking because I'm going to get attacked by goblins or something.
I mean, this was front door, that's back door. If you walk
Okay,
through the
I'll
house.
go through here. What
Like
do I
a
see
civil
That's
inside?
the Oster residence.
What do I see inside
Um,
here?
Inside, giant rock destroyed the back room of the Oster residence. 2 more rocks are embedded in the garden behind it where the family grew wheat and herbs. Goblins ransacked the house, dumped everything out on the floor. I mean, you can see like their bed's been overturned. There's like a small couch that got cut open. There's nothing in here other than just the damage. And you can see it's partially broken the dividing wall between this house and the next one.
Okay.
You walk out into the back and you find a small herb garden. Just go ahead and make your survival.
I'm a dead goblin.
That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll on the common table. It's going to take you about an hour of working on this in order to snip everything.
I guess while he's
Isn't that
farting
what we
around,
determined
I'll
the
try
first
to
time?
loot this last guy that I see over here.
It was an hour to like look around and
Are
find.
we?
Well, and to prep it, and remove
Okay,
everything
yeah.
and stuff like that, and collect it.
So the 2 bodies over here that were the bag that they had, if it's not been completely burned up and destroyed, and then the other
The
bucket.
bag that they had is in, I'm sorry, I should have mentioned that. It's in the windmill. They left it in there. And in that one, as you guys are going through it,
I gave it back to Roman.
several muffins, a block of cheese, a cooked chicken, a frying pan, an iron pot, a bullseye lantern, 2 flasks of oil, a set of cook's utensils, and a jar of cloves, a jar of saffron, a dented silver jug, and a cracked hourglass.
Saffron, this is fancy. Muffins? What muffins?
Cook's utensils?
Any
Is
herb?
anyone gonna take that? Like I don't want it. I'm just saying, like someone can use that and you can try like
Selling
when we
it.
stop cooking or selling it, yeah. Because it's an actual item.
Cook's utensils, jar of cloves, jar of saffron, a dented silver jug, and a cracked hourglass. That's what's in the bag.
I can make maps. I'm really not much of a cook.
Muffins and cheese.
Muffins and cheese are fantastic.
I have cartography as well.
Cool.
Although we forgot for quite a while last match.
It happens.
Alright, what's on this dude? I'm just looking
On
for
that guy
arrows
right
at this
there?
point, really. He was the one being all smart to Gabby.
They were all being
There
smart.
is a bunch of, there's the cookware and pots and pans and everything that he was wearing, and that's about it.
Okay.
That's all that's on him.
Was he hitting her with anything?
He had a
Like
scimitar.
pots
He
and
had a
pans?
scimitar.
Okay.
Any arrows on the other two?
Not on that one, no.
The two that were burned?
Yeah,
No.
the two that were burned around the. Okay.
On the two that were burned, no.
Okay, cool, cool.
They were burned.
Have we checked this one yet?
No, it's quite still there.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
there was
you guys
one that
haven't
was
been to the
over in
church.
that field you were in.
Oh, it got moved. Okay, then I would have checked this while I was getting those herbs.
Okay, while you're getting
He's
those
right here.
herbs on
He
that
didn't
one.
Oh, okay. I just can't see him because my iPad's in the way.
Yeah. Because of technology.
Yes, okay, that's the Summerhawk residence.
Mhm.
Yes.
A vial of antitoxin and a pouch containing 15 gold pieces.
How do I add?
That's the one that had the dead halfling in it. It was the Summerhawk residence.
Yeah, the guy that was crushed by the stone.
Yep.
A
Did that stone have ruins on it when I looked
Yes,
at it?
every one of these stones, and I mean they are just peppered
Had
all
the
across
same
this stone.
runes as
They have
the-
those same runes.
How did I put that original? What? How did I put that locket? No, I can't figure out how to put it in thing.
Hey, while we're doing all this, I'm just nonchalantly, by the way, talking in gnome to him.
Mhm.
So at least 3 of us speak that if we're ever trying to communicate.
That's fine. I don't want to be a part of your conversation anyway.
It's not that. You don't always want everyone around you to
What are you
hear
doing,
you're
Bubble?
saying.
Let's see here. I'm gonna
I
wander
know,
over
I
towards
speak
the
common and
bridge.
gnomish.
Start
And mainly
looking
'cause
across the
he and
way,
I
seeing if I can see
fit
anything
for
over
so
there, any
long.
movement.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
I will follow. I'm probably behind you a bit.
If you want, I can teach you golf.
10?
It's really not.
From what you can
complicated.
see looking this way, it looks like there's a gate or something that kind of bars everything going this way. Looks like there's 2 bunkhouses. You don't see anything moving around them right now. It's getting to be a little bit dark. It's probably it's probably getting to be closer to 9 o'clock at night now that you guys are kind of keeling around. And you don't see anything moving over there. You do see burning in here. You can see through some of the windows on the front firelight, so you know that there's at least some human activity.
Okay.
When she said the name of the lady, I knew exactly, or I knew for a fact that it was one of the Masked Lords.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and is that because she's not the Open Lord?
No.
I just know that stuff.
No, you just haven't.
Because
This
I've
is
been
a
doing the research.
yeah. Masked lords, they're particularly ridiculous, but you've been doing a lot of research on this,
Well, and
and she was not. She was actually almost unusual in how kind of tongue in cheek she was about the fact.
Okay.
and
Not all masked lords are quite as cavalier about it.
she would have been their patron, yes, because she's the one that hired them to come in.
Yes.
Yeah. So that even if nothing else, she was your business. She was a business partner because she was the one who actually hired you to go look into the elf territory.
And you know she was supposed to be in town, or at least she was when the giants attacked.
Mhm.
She was in town.
She's the one who's. I just wanted to clear this out because the whole reason why she's here, or that this is her town in a way. She's she sort of supports it, and I wanted to do
This
what I
is who
could.
pays her taxes?
Pretty much.
2 things.
Yes.
That was a potion of poison resistance,
Nope. Antitoxin.
antitoxin.
And 15 gold pieces.
Right, got that part. When we were talking to the dragon dude, I saw there was a goblin still over here, so I'm checking him out.
You can, okay, that guy over there on the head of the church. They were the ones who were chasing the chickens. They weren't particularly interested in things. He's got a little sack on him that has 2 copper pieces in it.
Okay. And then I'll go and just peek my head in the door in the church and look
Sure. What you can see here is the whole back of this church has basically just been smashed in.
Okay.
Just collapsed.
Okay.
And it's become a pile of rubble. You can see that there used to be this common sanctuary area, and then in the back there was the steeple, and there's a small bedroom on the back left side of this thing that's about half collapsed. But it looked like there was kind of a priest's quarters right there.
I'm gonna go check that out.
Sure.
Just poke my head in there.
Sure.
Hey, Bob, will you see anything?
You
at the
go.
key?
I see some light. You want me to float you over there?
I'm thinking maybe a couple of us should go check it.
The back room
We might wanna
contains a
wait.
plain wooden bed. This is the Acolyte of Lathander's room. You would know because looking at the stained glass in this area, you see images of unicorns and nature and dawn. The sun obviously is a recurring theme, but this is a small country church. Other than the stained glass, there's very, very little decoration other than a couple of pews. And then there's basically just a giant pile of rubble.
Okay. I'm gonna come back out here and military jog over to these people.
Mhm.
You going with?
Sure.
All right. Bobble said there's some light over there. I don't know why I'm always southern.
Yep.
Bobble said there's some light over there, and I know we can use the broom to get across this gap.
Yes.
Are we all trying to go? You said this is where the lady lives. Do you know if she was in town when this attack happened?
She was, as far as I know.
So there's a chance that she's the one creating the light if we want to go try to talk to her.
I sure hope so.
Alright. Are we doing this one at a time, or we're doing like a gnome and a...
You do it a couple at a time.
Okay. I want to be on the first troop, but I don't know if it matters.
Yeah, I'll go with you. All right, and I'll float the broom
I
back to
won't
grab
force
the
you
other
to
two.
ride on my back.
Huh? Doing that is a choice. It's not. I'm not being forced.
You sure?
Let's not go into this right now.
Okay. You guys get over and you walk up, and you can already see it's kind of swinging open as you approach. There's what would be a large gate that could easily be shut and probably a timber dropped behind it, but it's just loosely hanging
I want to
open.
look at the tracks and see if I can kind of distinguish what kind of footprints and things have gone through.
Sure, make a survival check.
Hey. I think that's 22, but let me verify. 22.
22. Okay, looking forward, you are absolutely sure the only tracks that you see in this front area here are human.
Okay.
And not only that, but with the 22, you know these are armored human.
Okay.
Who've been walking with greaves and boots and stuff like that.
It looks like just her guard have been through here recently. No other tracks from my perception.
Okay. Move up to the gate. You said these were barracks.
This is a large gate house real quick, and these 2 wings coming back off of it are barracks.
Can I see any movement up on top of the gate? Or
It's hanging open, and
is anyone watching the gate? Hello?
no response.
Alright, I guess we'll move through.
Okay. As you step through and you press past the door, all of a sudden you hear ding-ling, ding-ling, and you look and you can see that someone has improvised a bell trap, essentially, and a trip line runs from the back of the door up towards one of the windows.
Shield
Right.
up.
It begins to ring. Ding-ling, ding-ling.
I use whatever my spell is, and I just call out to the lady and say, we're here to discuss the state of the what is this town called?
Nightstone.
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 You only live here.
I only live here, only for a couple years. Chill out.
What, am I supposed to know every place I've ever lived?
Yeah, geez.
I got to check out the woods. I got places to be.
She's battle rattled.
I can tell you Tom doesn't know every place he's lived.
As the bell finishes ringing and you call out, you see that there's some movement behind the windows, and one of them comes out and you recognize him. This is Alara, Winterspell. one of the guards who you've seen around town and talked to a few times. Nice lady. Pokes her head out the window and kind of looks at you three and looks at you. Turns around and yells something inside. And then she gestures like telling you to go to the right.
Right, what about to the right?
All right.
Like to the right of the gate or inside into the right?
Inside the gate and to the right.
There we go.
The other right. It would be her right, not your right.
Sorry.
It doesn't matter.
Stage right.
As you come around the corner of this large keep, you can see that there's a partially collapsed area on the side, and you can just walk in right there. It opens up to the inside of the keep. And as you come into the Great Hall, half of it is buried in rubble, and you see that there are these 4 guards, including Alara, who you saw at the window, and they have made a makeshift beer / area, and you can see Lady Velrosa is laying on this, and you can see her body has been mutilated, and they've done their best to clean up her wounds, but it looks like she was caught in the attack when part of the building collapsed. And they've done their best, but they're standing around kind of bickering and talking amongst each other.
How long since Lady Velros has been down?
She was. Alara turns to you and she kind of holds up her hand and walks over and leans in. Are these gentlemen who are coming down?
They are.
Okay. Obviously, things have gotten a little bit crazy, so you have to forgive us, but everybody's on very short fuses right now.
Are there any healers that are coming to help her?
No.
What did she go down?
She initially survived. We did our best to make her comfortable, but she only lasted for about another day. We got her out of the rubble as fast as we could, but her wounds internally were too grievous.
So it's been about a day.
She's been dead for about a day.
We have a cleric. He
That's beyond my powers.
Yeah, we would need to get her to Waterdeep and maybe to one of the great priests in order to bring her back.
The dragon was here. He came through. They what was his name?
A kid's story?
Fella Golos.
Philogolus.
That's enough of that. No.
It's not. No, I can't tell you more, but
That's what they tell children around here.
I know. I've only been here for a couple of years, but it's true.
I mean, we met a dragon.
I show them the yarn.
Your evidence of a dragon is a ball of yarn.
I know.
You also have 4 witnesses.
Did you do something? Well, I've seen a lot of crazy things. I'm not saying it's
The
impossible.
stone is gone. The cloud stone. I mean, the cloud giants took the.
Now there's no.
Nice.
We haven't known what to do because, and at this point, another one of the larger guards comes up and says, "Why are we just sharing information with them?"
We
'Cause
were
we just rescued the
hired
town.
by your lady, and we made our way towards the town, and this is what.
So
we
she hires
found.
you, and all of a sudden the town gets attacked, and I'm just supposed to accept that there's no coordination there?
Look, I understand that you've known me for years.
Yeah, you know this guy. His name is Sidiri. Sidiri, Torum, Alara, and Kalen.
Siri.
Sidiri. And you've been acquainted with them professionally, but not really. You, I know. These others. What am I supposed to think about them? For all I know, the Zentarum could have sent them in order to take advantage of this situation.
No. I mean, you can check the ladies' records, but they've been here. They've been a great assistance to me as I've been trying to clear the goblins out of the town.
Make a persuasion roll.
Hey.
Not good for attack, but evidently good for everything else.
Yeah. Now that we know. 20.
Not that.
I've always known you to be honorable, so I guess if they're clearing out the town, they're probably not all that bad. So, my apologies, guys. I haven't gotten a lot of sleep lately.
I'm
You
sorry,
understand.
dearie. Do you know?
As you can tell, we don't have a leader. We've been trapped in this castle for the last 2 days. We're running out of food, and the pea bucket's almost full.
As they say that they're running out of food, I'll haul out the chicken, cheese, and muffins that I found.
Eyes this big,
And
this big.
start handing them out.
Yeah, normally we went into town in order to get our food. We don't keep a lot here in the keep. So, yeah. Guys, we're gonna use, and he kind of begins carving the chicken up and puts the cheese.
There's
And-
also still some vegetables in the gardens.
Do we have a way of getting across the bridge that's been taken out?
We had
I
one.
show them my broom and I start flying around.
Has Lady Valorosa,
The room.
has her family been notified?
We've been here. We didn't, the plan when the city's attacked is the citizens are supposed to come in here, but when the bridge got knocked out, they couldn't cross over.
Yes,
So they all ran to the north,
yes.
and then the goblins showed up, so we figured we needed to just stay here. We sent out 2 people in order to try to swim across. That didn't go so well.
So there's 4 guards, all human.
Yes, they're all human.
Did you all want to go back into town right now?
I'm gonna eat right now. If you'd like to go get some vegetables and bring them to us, we can start a fire, we can roast vegetables, eat a little bit of food.
Is it
we
just
can
the
survive
4
on-
of you left?
Yeah, it's just the 4 of us.
Do you have no message of sending for the lady's family, or?
No, we don't. This is a hunting lodge. We don't keep a lot out here. And Alara steps forward and says, to be entirely honest, we haven't gone through any of her stuff because we didn't know what protocol on that was.
I put my hand on him.
And we were concerned that she might, or someone might take offense if we went looking for her pay or started going through her personal effects. That's really kind of above our pay grade.
Okay.
Certainly.
Yeah, do what you're doing. So.
Does anyone, do you have sending that we could possibly contact her family and?
No, I'm only
It's a
level 2.
little above where we're at.
I will one day. I swear.
What do we need to do?
I think we need to figure out where the hill giant, we need to figure out where the citizens went. That's the first and most important thing we need to do. We need to try to secure their safety.
So 2 people have said that now.
Mhm.
Looking around, is this entire keep made out of stone? Are the stairs that I see,
Yeah.
is there wood?
It looks like there's a great hall here. There's a set of stairs that goes up to a 2nd-story area where it looks like there's a couple of rooms. But this area is mostly, this was somebody's like home, and then it had a large, massive common area so that if you needed to hide people in here, you could real quick until reinforcements.
So I'm essentially looking around to see if there's planks of wood that we can,
Rebuild the.
build some sort of
There's a
pathway.
staircase that's made out of wood, and there's a lot of furniture and stuff like that.
Okay. As they're having all these conversations, as soon as they've been talking about the farm, I walk over to the corner and dump everything out of my bag, and then I grab the broom out of the air and I hop up on it and just.
I'll hop on his back and I'll come with him.
Okay, so you guys are heading back into town in order to collect everything.
Food.
Were there any buildings, or you're just going straight to the garden? Was there any-
Just to get food, like yam. I knew there was yams and stuff over here. I'm just going to get.
yams,
food to bring
squash,
back to
and
them.
stuff
While
like
he's gathering, do I see any like large wooden planks that are like broken off any of the houses? I know the.
Most of the houses are made out of wood. If you wanted to stop and try to break one down with a crowbar, you
I
could.
mean, I
but
bet
it's
some
gonna be-
broke down
We
shoes
shouldn't-
and things like that
that's
in the
right.
temple.
There's a lot of debris and stuff that you might be able to salvage from the temple,
It's
but
really only
all of
one
that's
person
going to
that's
take
strong
time.
enough.
But so while they're doing that, I
But
talked
I
to
want to
Laura
give
and
these
I.
soldiers a way out.
Well, when I talked to Alora, I asked her who of you would you think would be a good choice to go into Waterdeep, where Lady Valorosa is from, and contact her family.
Kalen's our fastest traveler.
I
He
think,
could be there in probably 2.5 days if he rode without rest.
I think if you can continue to protect the lady's remains, and we send Kalen, we'll bring you food, and we'll go try to find the townspeople.
Okay.
Does that sound agreeable to you
Mm-hmm.
We're getting vegetables.
when you return? Okay.
Well, we're gonna enjoy dinner, and
We're all gonna enjoy dinner. Family
Say-
we're all
meal
gonna
time.
enjoy dinner.
Say, Cedri, Alara, do you guys want us to give you a way to get off of this island, or would you prefer that if anything comes back into town, it's harder for them to get to you?
I like well, we can always shut the gate. We trapped it just because we were concerned about the goblins getting over here, and we wanted a little bit of nose. I think if we wanted to, if we could get Kalen out and send him to Waterdeep, we have enough provisions to make it for 5 days. It'll be tense and unpleasant, but we can bar the gates and hold things out for the 5 days until Kalen can get back with someone from Waterdeep.
Okay.
I think, I mean, you'll make your own choices. From what I have understood, your loyalty is to the lady and her family, and that's.
I don't want any harm to come to her estate.
That's my understanding, and
I-
she's always held the
She paid us well to do
the
it,
town
yeah.
in good, you know, so.
I just know that there's at least some 20-foot ladders inside of the towers that could possibly be used to fashion some type of bridge.
That's a fantastic idea.
Mhm.
Yeah, if we could get the 20-foot ladders from the guard towers and stretch them over the bridge, we could move easily. We just have to get a hammer and nail from the general store, and we could basically make ourselves like a scrambling bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic idea.
Very, very smart.
I'm gonna haul out this fish locket. I'm gonna say, does anybody know anything about Larlo?
You know that this is Larlo Summerhawk, the
yes.
halfling who lived in the house at
Mhm.
the entryway of the square.
Yes, he was the one who he passed with the devastation from the giants. What else do I know?
You also know that he has a wife named Taella.
His wife Taella, I
You haven't
believe,
seen her around.
escaped to the north.
All right, I'm gonna put the locket on.
Okay. Put the locket on. You got a little fish locket. Okay.
You can probably carry the most out of all of us. Will you grab like 2 or 3 of the ladders from the guard towers? See if you can get them off in one piece reasonably.
I'm gonna go to the general store.
Real quick, I need you two guys to make perception checks.
16.
10.
16, 10. You notice someone comes out of the front of the inn and they walk intentionally trying to disguise themselves from the front of the inn. Looks like a human, maybe about 5'6", dark colored clothes, hood up.
Where are
over
we
their
at
head.
when this happens?
You are near the general store, and he is walking away after viewing the graveyard in the church.
Which way is he walking?
He's just standing in the graveyard of the church.
I'm gonna
You see someone come out of the front of the inn. 5'6", human.
No, you were in the general store. He's in the graveyard from the church.
You were outside by the general store.
Yeah, why? I'm just wondering why.
Were you in the graveyard or where were you?
I don't know.
They were
Look
Yeah.
at me. I'm not letting him go somewhere else.
He'd gone to look at the graveyard.
I hopped on my broom and I flew over there, I guess.
Yes.
I missed that.
I'm quick.
I'll-
And you see this human walk out and walk past the Oster residence towards that front guard tower.
Okay. Is he facing this way?
They're kind of checking around, hoods up. It's hard to see. It's getting a little bit dark now.
Was this when we were getting the food earlier?
Nope. This is a.
So we came back. I was coming back to get the general store
Mm-hmm.
to get something to try to
Mhm.
pull off the ladder. Okay.
It's
I mean, I
later at
coulda
night.
handed you
It's a
my
little bit around
crowbar.
10 now, and you see this
Okay.
person scurry out of the
Oh,
front
wow.
of the inn and head towards the front watchtower on either side of them. Once they get around the corner of that building.
Okay. I'm gonna hop on my broom, shoot up in the sky, and start trying to wave my hands at him to get his attention.
I rolled an 8 on perception.
No.
Okay.
It's dark.
I'm just gonna float on over there then.
Where'd you go?
Huh? The graveyard. I heard there's some stuff going on over here, man.
I hop on the broom. Let's fucking do this. Go get him.
We'll fly over there.
Okay. As you fly up into the air, they're gone. Gone.
But I saw them moving this way,
Correct.
not this way.
You saw that they were pressed up against that building because you were looking at it from the graveyard. That they were kind of pressed up against the Oster residence right there, and they were sticking to the shadows,
Okay.
moving stealthily. Fly me around the back.
Okay.
Fly me around the back. See nothing from this angle.
We are up 20 feet
Mm-hmm.
right here. Do we see anything down there?
Negative.
Hear anything?
I'm gonna.
Okay. Okay.
Stage whisper. Hover me down. I'm gonna go in front. You go in back.
Okay.
I'm a like stealth. I'm gonna climb down off the broom.
Uh-huh.
Drop
Clang.
down to the front. No, he hovered me down to the ground. I'm gonna listen at the door. Still.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You hear a voice go, I know you're out there. I'm a lost traveler. I'm stuck here. I'm just trying to get out. I don't know who you are. Go away.
Insight.
Insight?
I think they're fucking
Through a
lying
door?
to me. Why are you sneaking?
Okay, sure.
Why are you sneaking around?
Go
You're
ahead
a
and make an
traveler.
insight check.
17.
17. The tone of voice sounds off. They're being deceptive about something.
I need a
You're on the other side. You're on the other
Say
side
to
of the
yourself.
building.
message. Yeah, say to myself. I need a message.
Why are you talking to yourself? It sounds like a kind of a soft feminine voice. There's a mixture of fear, but also belligerence. Like she's genuinely insulted by the fact that you're wondering why she's skulking around a town at night.
I'm gonna yell. All right, you need to come out, or I'm setting this place on fire and shutting the door.
Oh, good God! Just like you did the frickin' windmill already. Okay, look. Don't set the house on fire. Don't cause any more destruction. Just back away from the door and give me a little bit of space.
I go to the back.
I'm gonna start setting a snare at the back door.
Okay, you take a minute. You set a snare at the back door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there only one door in and one door out?
There's a front door
And a back
for
door.
each residence.
Oh, okay, so it's a duplex, basically.
Yeah, duplex.
And they're shotguns, so the back door is pretty much directly behind the front door.
Yep.
Correct. Which side of the duplex are they on?
They're on the Ostra side.
Okay, that's
Right
okay. Summer. Okay, I got it.
My snare's right there.
Yeah. As
Uh,
you set it up, you just barely finish. As
I
they're
just-
having this conversation, and then you see the rope disappearing.
I was only saying the fire thing to come out to get him on alert. I'm busting in the door.
Okay. Go ahead and make a strength check.
18.
18.
Yeah.
You just blow the front door in, and you jump in, and you hear this woman go, "Ah!" And she kind of like scrambles and pushes herself back against the wall.
Grapple.
Okay. Let's make a grapple check. Yeah, you're gonna win that.
17.
3.
I'm gonna snag her. I'm gonna drag her
Ah!
out.
Ah! Oh God! Oh
Put
God!
my hand over her mouth. Drag her out.
She quits fighting. She's just kind of walking with you.
I need somebody smart over here.
All right.
I need an adult.
I step lightly past my snare in here.
Okay.
What seems to be the problem?
Oh, I was dragging her outside, but we can stay inside. You go inside, and
Yeah.
I'm dragging her down the porch out into the street.
Okay.
And getting on top, holding her down.
Seems
I saw more than
amazingly
one person, right?
Nope, just one.
Okay.
And you can tell by looking at it as Tort gives this woman an Alabama line dance and drags her out the front porch. You're sure this is the person who I saw. Same dress, same build.
I'm gonna, as I've got my hand over my mouth, I'm gonna say, I'm sorry, I'm this suspicious, but we just got done protecting the town from a siege, and I just don't trust nobody.
I'm just traveling. I just want to get out of here.
I also don't trust you.
She stands up,
No,
pulls her hood back.
she's prone. I am on top, holding her down.
Just crawling with her.
No.
Not the front door. Okay.
I pulled her out, put her on the ground, and sat on top so she can't run away.
Oh, okay.
So you're sitting on her?
Yeah. Knees on arms. I don't trust nobody.
Good grief.
Okay.
Wait,
Okay.
were you skulking around? I didn't trust her. I did an insight check, and I didn't like what she was saying.
So,
Okay.
Okay.
Look, I'm sorry about what I'm doing here, but we just had fought a bunch of goblins. These people.
You stink, by the way.
That's fine. I've just been in. There ain't no, there ain't no lemon oil around here for me to put on. We just got in a fight. I don't care if you think I stink.
You smell like a camel dumped in a swamp.
You're mean, and I'm just gonna lean down and rub my armpit on her nose. How about you stop talking shit? What are you doing here?
I was traveling. I'm a monk, you goofball.
Inside.
Okay.
I believe it. Why don't you? Hey,
She's
man.
now that you're looking at her, she's wearing monk's clothes.
Why don't you talk to my smart friend over here? I'm just.
Oh my
I'm
God!
just a
Thank
muscle.
God, the brains of the operation.
I rubbed the other armpit on her
Ah!
Ma'am, I'm Bobble. There is a torque on you right now.
Yeah. Oh God!
Look, I
Sorry
know
about
you're
the
in.
smell.
I know this isn't the greatest position.
My
You have
eyes
to
are watering
You have
from
to
that.
understand the position I'm in, and I apologize for our actions.
The
You're one
position
of-
you're in.
I said we. I don't like this, but I just don't trust you right now because we've just fought a little war in here, and you're sneaking
I know.
off.
I know.
I just why don't you chill out
I've
and
been
stop
holed
talking
up in
about
that
me?
inn for 2 days.
Well, then we are your liberators, and you should be more appreciative.
Oh yes, thank you for freeing me.
I'll reach into your bag and grab one of the yams you picked out of the garden, start cutting it up, and just place some little bits into her mouth.
Where
I'm
are
sure
you
you're
people
very hungry.
from when this is normal?
There you go. What's your name, ma'am?
Kella,
Kella?
Kella, Kella.
What are you doing here?
I'm a traveling monk, and you can see as you go down to, as he's got her arm pinned,
Mm-hmm.
you can see that there's a very distinctive tattoo of a winged black snake on her forearm, same as yours.
Okay.
I know that tattoo, right?
Nope.
Well, I mean, I've seen it
You've
on
seen it
him.
on him.
As soon as I see that tattoo,
Mhm.
like I see it all. Oh, okay, I'll stand up. You got that same tattoo he's got. I'm sorry for everything I've done, but you know I can't trust nobody around here right now. Don't run nowhere.
I sent a messenger out at the top of the watchtower, and I'm expecting him back. So can I just go get my messenger so my order can come get me and get me out of here?
What watchtower?
And she looks at you. That one right over there.
This one?
That one right there.
Hey, messenger!
No, it's not. It's an animal, you How do you? Really? With this one all the time? All the
I do
time.
work.
It's like this
I
all
found
the
uses
time.
for him.
I have completed the dragon's quest. You will show respect.
I whispered her.
He holds the secret to war. So we should go check the messenger on top of the tower.
Yeah, we probably should.
I'm motioning for you to hop up on my back.
I'll hop up on his back. He hops up on the broom. I motion for her. This holds 400 pounds. He won't be an issue, I'm guessing.
I'll just climb the ladder.
Pick her up, put her on the broom, please.
She doesn't resist. She just goes, fine, whatever. Fine, fine,
All right.
fine.
We're gonna float over this.
Serenity now. And she sits on the broom.
What's that mean?
All right, let's float on over there.
Fly up to the top. As it's the other.
Oh.
The one she was,
Probably the one she was heading towards.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Can we turn this broom around and go
Yeah.
over there? Okay. And
You just float into like
I
every
show
tower.
you
except
the
the one.
world. Shine, shimmering,
as you land on top, there is coiled up on the corner a winged snake,
Okay.
which you know is a pretty common way of transmitting messages in your line of work.
Mhm.
And she gets off of the broom and goes over, and you can see that like a carrier pigeon, there's a little packet on it, like a little brass tube, and she opens it and takes out a parchment, reads it, and rolls it back up. And says, okay, my people are on the way. I'll be out of here probably in a couple hours.
Who's your people?
My monk's order
Why are they coming here?
Because
Why is she nodding at you? You're a
I-
wizard.
Stop asking questions.
I'm gonna never.
Stop asking questions.
No. What's your tattoo
I look
about?
over the side. I kind of float him out on the broom while I hop onto the tower here. So just stop asking questions.
What? Why are you at that tower again, man?
Oh yeah. Okay, we're over
Jesus,
here.
boss, dude.
He stayed on the broom.
No, I didn't. I hopped off as soon as he started moving it away.
Okay, fine.
Why won't you let me ask questions?
All right.
You know I got a curious nature.
I know you do, but you really need to stop asking questions. Yeah.
Whoop.
I'm not going to tell you why. It's
I
one
ain't
of those
telling you how to
things.
start a war then.
Oh well, you never have.
Well,
I have a good reason.
if it makes you feel better, I'm part of an unusual order of monks. We have unusual interests, but all well intentioned.
Do they all have that tattoo?
Some of us. But nothing crazy's going on here. Let's just get back to the inn. I've been able to keep it secure for the last couple of days, and when my people get here, everything will be all right.
I show her my tattoo just to make sure she noticed it, and I ask for the.
Yeah, what's on that paper?
I'm gonna ask her for the paper. I'd like to just read it to myself.
She hands it to you.
This one that you handed me, this isn't a piece of paper I have. This is inscriptions I saw on a rock.
You should hang on to that. Yes.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying it's not something I can hand to another player. It's some
You would have to
stuff I-
like draw it on the ground or something.
Yeah.
Because you saw it.
Okay.
It's just something locked in your memory.
I don't know about that.
I'm sure she doesn't mind that I hold on to it.
What's on the paper?
I got what I need out of
What's
it.
on the paper?
Her fax is on the way.
Let
Just
me
like
see
we
it.
told you.
Huh?
Let me look at it.
It's not going to be readable to you. It's not going to be readable to him, is it?
Well, I need to know that for myself.
Huh? Okay. I show him the markings on there. Can he read
And
it?
it's illegible to you.
Just look. Let me look at it.
Huh?
He hands you the paper and it's completely
Let me look at it.
illegible.
I
to you.
hand him the paper.
Dude.
Okay, so it's in English on
And-
there. It's not code
Right,
like this.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm satisfied with that.
Okay.
I thought he was just being a dickhead.
No.
Okay. All right. What
It's
is
just it's gibberish.
But it doesn't look anything like this.
No, negative.
Cool.
No, it's clearly like human script.
All right.
The
I'm-
dragon said that all the stones had cloud giant runes on them.
Yeah. I speak giant. Do I know what this means?
If you speak giant, you know that these are very, very old runes used for rune magic. Magic that predates the weave. So it doesn't use spell slots. It doesn't... Basically, it's a type of magic so old, like blood magic or some other forms of forbidden magic, that it doesn't work the same way that you understand magic is working. And giants use it sometimes to empower items.
Okay.
Does this writing actually mean anything to me?
Yes, but I'm going to tell you about that later.
Okay.
Okay.
I dig it.
Okay.
Not knowing anything that happened, but I like it.
Trust me for about 3 minutes. Fly me over the windmill and fly me back.
Okay.
Flies me over to the windmill.
Gotcha.
I grab a piece of burnt wood so I can do some charcoal. I fly back and I say, give me that piece of paper. And will you give me that piece of paper? Since I can't read it and you already gave it to me once, I'm going to write these runes down in charcoal on that piece of paper.
Okay.
Okay, cool. You inscribe those runes onto the back of that piece of
I
paper.
just know they're rune
You gotta
magic.
bring
I
that
don't.
with
They
you
don't.
to your match
They're not like
every game.
specific
Great.
words. They're not a.
Just letting you know, man.
It's bigger than that. It's like concepts.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good
when
idea.
when you put two concepts together, like you can tell roughly that these are related to a script that would form later, but you would need to talk to someone who could help you decipher them.
I'm afraid you're gonna lose my paper.
That's
I
why
don't,
he's,
I don't want to see the English one, man.
that's why he's taking pictures.
I don't want to see what I'm not supposed to see. It's just a game breaking.
Yeah. So that goes on, and Kella says, I'm going to go
I'm
back.
afraid you're gonna lose it. I've just written it down on the
I'll
paper.
give it
so I
right
don't
back
have
to you.
Okay.
If you guys are done with me, I'm going to go back to my room in the inn until my coworkers arrive.
Did they have ale in that inn?
There's a small jug of ale in there, yeah.
Well, these
I
guys
don't
are
drink
gone.
personally.
There's a couple things I'd like to do whenever.
Okay, let me.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to come. There's a little bit of food stocked in the kitchen. It's an inn. There's not a whole lot that's very interesting, but I mean, there's food to eat and there's a door that locks. That's all I can ask for.
Well, don't forget we need the ladders.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let me use that before you take it. And she starts to climb down the ladder.
We could
that,
have.
that broom.
Did I when
rides a
I
little
was at the
unusual.
general store? Did I find? I was basically looking for tools that would allow me to remove a ladder without
Yeah.
just ripping. the
Yeah,
wall.
you can find a basic set of like woodworking tools, pry bar hammers,
Okay.
chisels,
I
awls.
am going to add those to my equipment here in a little bit.
Okay.
Go back to the inn. I'm gonna grab the jug of ale. We'll look around for some more ale. or
Okay,
wine.
go ahead and make an investigation check.
10.
10. Yeah, you find one half barrel of ale, and it's simple, it's decent, but unremarkable ale.
Okay. As we're gonna leave the inn.
Yeah, I'll slip another piece of yam into her mouth and we'll head on out.
What part of the country?
Your wise.
Don't worry about him. You might have thought that I was.
I like that this is okay to him.
But you also notice that she's not eating it. So
Look, he's not from around here. Neither am I. Now look.
neither am I.
Okay.
I've never been anywhere where you put yams in people's mouth.
Well,
Is that a blessing in here? Is this something I need to start
He's-
doing?
You've been honored.
you've been honored by the force. No.
I've been honored.
What color is the beard?
Right now it's super purple. Yeah.
It's like the deepest purple.
It's hyper
super
purple.
Make a
righteous,
deception check.
super self-righteous.
Oh yeah. 17.
Yeah, she feels kind of honored actually. She kind of takes a little bit of pride in it.
Oh, yeah, she does.
Look,
Starts to work.
from the bottom of my heart, I was just on edge because we got done fighting all these goblins, and I was afraid of people sneaking around. I'm gonna hold out my hand, and I apologize for having to tackle you and drag you outside.
problem.
I didn't
Water
mean no
under the
offense.
bridge. I'm gonna be out of here in less than 12
I
hours.
really
It's
thought you was a bad
not
person.
big
I was
deal.
gonna have to twist your
She
neck
shakes
shut.
your hand and she's like, "Yeah, no problem. Let's just not make it any more awkward." I'm gonna go over here now. He's never given me no yams. I'm a little jealous. She's gone through like the whole gamut of emotions from disgust to confusion to acceptance. This is a thing now. She goes up to the second story of the inn, and you can see she goes into one of the rooms, and you hear a little.
I guess you can go back and tell them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spend however long, if it takes
It's
me 2
gonna
hours.
take you a while.
However long it takes, 2 hours or 3 hours or whatever. I'm gonna go around to all the guard towers and start
Okay.
popping off ladders and putting them on that bridge and nailing them in and
Okay.
clamping them down.
Cool.
I'll
We'll
throw as
circle
much
back around.
produce as I can in my backpack and I'll
We'll
float
fly back over. Okay, you guys are in there. You've got a few hours, or about an hour while they've been away. What were you guys up to while they were doing all that ridiculousness?
So this, you said, was, like, I know it's a place for people to come, but it's a hunting lodge, and this was like a grand hall.
Mm-hmm. So taking a moment to look around, you can see towards the back of it, there's a 2-story cutout room that has several animal heads mounted on the wall, a small area where there's like a mini library, and taking a moment kind of breezing through it, you see books on philosophy and nature, statecraft and stuff like that, and also selections of poetry that have been pulled out. And you see that there's one that was down by a chair that has like some loose papers and everything pulled out of it, and you see a hand-scribbled, what looks to be someone's handwritten poetry on it. And something about it stands out to you, and so you go ahead and take a page of poetry.
And I ask Alora, will you go with me please to her study and if we can look and see if there's any sort of stone or anything?
We can go up there to,
Absolutely.
To
And
her
you,
bedroom?
you be my company and we'll be
Okay.
witnesses for each other, that nothing funny, just trying to find a way
I'm
to,
okay
to
with
reach
it.
out to her people.
We should bring Sibri with us then.
Absolutely. Sibri,
Okay.
if you'll come along.
I have no objection to that.
All right.
So, walking up, you can see that on the second story as you go up, two sides of this thing have been so completely destroyed that entire rooms have been taken off. But there's one guest bedroom that you can see on the second story. The guards have apparently taken to staying in there, and you can see that they've taken bed sheets and mattresses and thrown them on the ground, probably because they didn't want to sleep in the guards' quarters, so they all decided to take turns sleeping in here. And then you can see just down and around the back corner of it, just before you get to the staircase that goes up to the roof, there's a very ornate oaken door with a brass handle on it. Alora walks up to it, turns the doorknob, pushes it in. You can see a resplendently decorated room in front of you with a four-post canopy bed and a large trunk at the base of the bed that has a little lock on it.
I go ahead and,
Looking around the room, you see that there's a desk, several dressers, an armoire. The walls are decorated with elaborate hunting gear. There's weapons from Chult and Mastika and other faraway continents that you've only kind of heard about in legend. And there's bolos and weird curved knives and this long sword that hangs on the wall. And
what was locked? What would you say?
there's a large chest
Okay.
at the foot of the bed.
And then like there's like a desk area.
There's
sort
a
of-
desk area.
That's what I want to do the majority of my investigation around, and I might
Okay.
get, I might call Dusty to come up to maybe unlock that chest and explore that a little bit, but specifically, what I'm looking for is correspondence between her and her family so that we can get the message out.
You get that there is some correspondence, some notes and things have been written, but most of it is pretty fluffy. It's just stuff between her and her sisters. A little bit more material is you find a amateur spell book that has a couple of small spells that she'd been working on and inscribing. And so you get a little spell book right there. And then you also manage to find what's basically a series of love letters. Trying to phrase it politely. But between her and someone who's evidently new on the scene, as you know that her husband died a year ago, this seems to be the new paramour.
I'm discreet when I'm reading through this.
Yes.
What's the name that's on there?
It's in here, and I'll have to get it for you.
Okay.
I'll give it to you later.
All right, so I don't.
Just remind me to, because that does come up later.
Okay, who was Lady Valrose's paramour?
Paramour. Yeah.
And I'm discreet about that when Alora's there. I just kind of, keep them to the.
They keep their distance.
Yeah.
They're in the room and they're watching, but they're letting you do all the work.
And I just look very professional, like just correspondence between her and her sister. Where does it say? Where do her sisters reside? Are they still in Waterdeep?
One of them is in Everland. Everlund. And another one is in Mirabar.
Okay. And the gentleman that she's corresponding with.
He's in Waterdeep.
Waterdeep. Okay. And I'll get his name later. And then I go ahead and.
Lord Roaringhorn.
Roaringhorn. Okay.
Just remember, Lord
Okay.
Roaringhorn.
And I call down to Dusty. I say, he's much more delicate with his approach to locks and things of that sort. So I'm going to have him go ahead and open up this chest and see if we can find anything like a sending stone to get the message across faster.
Superior goes, okay, I'll go get him. And
Okay.
he walks downstairs and approaches you as you're standing around in this.
And while he's walking down real quick, just because I know Laura a little bit closer, I just say, how are you doing? I know it must be very hard here.
She runs her fingers through her hair, pulls her hair back, stretches, and says, I was worried there for a day. I was really, really worried about what we were going to do. But
I'm really
we've got enough provisions here. If we can get back into town that'll open up a lot of options for us, and we can make sure that we get her body back to Waterdeep, and at least get her a chance to get in front of the priests.
I'm very impressed that you've tried as hard as you have. The gentlemen that have come to help, I truly think that they're going to be of assistance in some way, especially if nothing else, just to provide you food and a way out.
I'm not a very learned person, but I know the amount of money and the components that it takes in order to cast spells that can bring someone back to life like that. They're not cheap.
There's some ways, but I mean, the lady had quite a bit of cash flow in her family, so I'm
Yeah,
pretty
she
sure.
has the resources to do it, but all that stuff's in Waterdeep. We've got to get her body safely back there.
True. We'll see what we can
No
do.
one keeps anything out here. This is where they come to kill deer.
I know, it's just their hunting lodge. All right, well, whenever Investigates up here, we'll see if we have any means of communication that are a little bit faster. Otherwise, we'll get Callan over there as soon as possible.
I think sending Callan. We've got 2 horses grazing behind. That's all that we had up here with us.
Mhm.
You know, not really a whole lot of reason to have horses around the castle,
Sure.
but we've got 2 horses. We can get out of here. Go. But yeah, it is what it is.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
About this time, you walk up.
When Cedric came to find me, I'm looking in the library specifically for like family history, a recorded family history. If I can find that and grab that, as I pretty much always want to know as much as I can about the Lords of Waterdeep.
Sure. Go ahead and yeah, you're able to find 2 volumes
Okay.
on history of the Lords of Waterdeep and the statecraft they inspired. And you also find a book called Up from Under Mountain.
Up from Under Mountain.
And it appears to be about some of the early days and early families around the formation of Waterdeep, when it was still primarily a port and a farming community.
Okay, I have actually done some research into that, so I'll just go back and reread.
Cool.
And then, yeah, I will follow Cedric upstairs and take a look at the chest, I guess. Well,
Okay.
follow
It is
upstairs
a
and what do you need?
incredibly well-made cedar chest.
Okay.
What the hell was that? That's a failure. Tell me what you're doing, but you didn't do it.
I absolutely did.
Hey, will you throw me a Powerade?
So
Which one?
I've
Powerade.
looked through and not found anything that might be of use to us on the desk. But can you try to open up this chest and see if there might be anything that we can use, like a sending stone or anything for the to get word back to the Miraval or
Mirabar or Everlund?
Miravar Everlund, so that we can reach out to the lady's family.
Okay, I'm gonna check the chest for any kind of traps, or anything, or if it's just naturally unlocked because this is in her own estate.
It is locked. It is locked,
Okay.
and it does not have any kind of mechanical traps on it. But one thing that gives you pause as you're looking at the cylinder mechanism is you notice that it has very minute inscriptions, an arcane scroll work.
Do they look anything like things I have seen bobble?
Yeah, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Okay. 18.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you even know the school. This is transmutation scroll work.
It's a mimic.
I feel like we should maybe wait for Bobble to come back and figure out. There's something about this chest, and I don't want to test it yet.
Sure. No.
He knows a little more about magic than I do.
That's okay.
My original intention, after I started going around, was to just send Bobble back because there's not a whole lot he can do to help
Oh
me.
yeah, I put back.
Okay.
With all the food.
So when you fly back, I just I don't know that I would ask you if anyway. Do
Well, I started asking around, where'd my friends go?
The one of them on the bottom, Kaylin, looks at you and goes, "Oh, they're upstairs working on a treasure chest up there. Leave the food right there."
Okay, I'll drop the food there, and I'm gonna go join them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
When you get up there, I'll just, hey man, this looks this looks like some of the stuff I've seen you doing before. From what I can tell, I think it's transmutation, but will you take a look, see if you can figure out any more about this chest? And I've seen you kind of identify things before, I think.
Yeah. I would like to figure out what's up with the chest.
Sure. You take a moment and you look at it extending and just kind of beginning to feel around in the weave. Go ahead and make an Arcana check on it.
23.
23. You're able to look at it, and your friend's guess was correct. It is transmutation, and it's also got an element of sending in it. So what's going to happen is, if you carelessly try to open this thing, and you are not, you either need a very specific key, or you need to be the right person turning the key. It's hard to tell which. Something in this room is going to probably transform and try to hit you in the face.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll explain all of this to them.
And he explains this in front of some of the guards. There's at least two
Alara's
guards there.
Alara's standing right there. Sadiri decided to stay downstairs, and he's taking advantage of the food.
Alara.
You trust them, right?
Alara, have you already checked lady's person for any keys or anything? And if not, can you? Because I'm not.
She didn't carry a lot of keys on her.
Everything I have.
Nothing. No keys.
I don't have them all prepared yet.
Like you'd use in a gate? No.
No, more like what you would use for this chest. Because from what he said, it's a very specific key.
Not that
Or a
I've
very
seen.
specific person has to open it.
Not that I've seen.
I want to go ahead and do just an investigation around the room to see if I can
Sure. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Whose room are we in?
Lady
I believe
Valros's.
Lady Valros's.
The person that's dead downstairs?
Yes,
Yeah.
the
20
lady
non-natural.
of this keep.
20 non-natural.
20 non-natural.
Bring her body in here.
You find your hand slides over the desk where you had found the spell book earlier.
Mhm.
You find an area on the bottom of the desk.
Mhm.
Just kind of drops down for a second.
Mhm.
And out slides, you see a ledger that keeps records of the guards and their shifts, and very important payroll data and everything like that, and also some debts that evidently she owed to someone in the city. Someone named, I want to make sure I get this right. Sorry guys, I'm still kind of learning the whole module thing.
I take a mental note, and anything that you've just shared with me, I do share with.
You see
with
the
Dusty.
initial DA
Mhm.
in there, and a series of debts that are being paid down. But they're in odd amounts, very unusual, like 13 gold, 13 copper. And then you see six gold, 6 silver, 6 copper.
And I take a mental note of those numbers and those amounts, just so it.
And you also see behind this ledger there is a long copper key.
I go ahead and grab that, and I say, I believe that this is the key.
Ooh.
But
It looks to be the right size.
I'm not sure if it's smart for me to use it, because it might be, like y'all said, it might be enchanted in some way. Do you have some means of doing so from a distance?
I throw my mage hand over to her. Grab the key.
Your infinity gauntlet, this shiny golden bejeweled
I would like
gauntlet.
to pay attention to how you cast that. And since you've already told me that you're willing to share how you do things, I will remind you of this, because I asked last time.
As long as I'm
Trying to
reminded.
specifically learn how to cast Mage Hand.
I'm fine with this.
And when I noticed y'all kind of communicating, I sort of usher you over and I show you the spell book.
I think that would be best used for Bobble. I'm just trying to learn, but he can actually do something with it.
Okay, all right.
My beard turns bright green with envy.
Uh-huh.
My mouth literally starts watering at the sight of this spell book.
Okay, so you're unlocking the chest, or
Let's step out of the room,
All right.
and I'll send my mage hand over there to open that.
Okay. It goes over and it clicks, and as it turns, but the cylinder begins to rotate around it. All of a sudden you hear this, and you see the first of the bedposts sprouts fingers. the pillows fall off the side and the whole bed arches up, the frame cracking and straining underneath, as emerging, just kind of hulking itself over this chest is a bed dragon. And that's where we'll pick up next week.
Oh.
I've seen a bed dragon before.
Oh.
You guys have fought one before.
Fun.
In a wild sheep chase.
Oh, yeah.
I fought some sort of Shifra monster before.
A what?
Or some sort of Shifra monster, whatever it was, that thing that fell over onto its side, and it was like a...
I've been looking at my spells, and if you and I get married, we get a bonus 2 to our AC for 7 days.
Really?
That's beautiful.
But he's got to perform the ceremony on the
And
table.
it's just for 7 days?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it can't be repeated after
Oh,
that.
okay.
Unless
Well,
one of us dies.
I'm not sure that's actually worth it.
Marriage.
Still a cool spell. You did ceremony once.
Mhm.
You
I
didn't,
did it in Strahd, yeah.
You didn't do any of the stuff that I'm seeing, I don't think.
I did the consecrate, I think. I used it to make holy water or something like that.
Cool. Well, then I want to say. Then maybe paladin ceremony and cleric ceremony.
No, it
is
should be the
different?
same spell. Is it not in there?
You might have done hallow.
Hallow's a more powerful spell. I don't know.
Okay.
It may not. Oh, you know what it was? I don't think I used it to make the holy water. I think I used it to. I used it over some remains to prevent them from being raised as undead.
That's what.
That's
okay,
what it was.
Okay.
I blessed a body or something.
And then you
that-
just
yeah.
cast hallow as well. No, because once you put the bones in, the entire area got hallow.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
You
It
performed
was.
the funeral.
I want to say it was like that guy's kid that we fought under. The vampires, the first vampire spawn that
Yeah.
we fought under the church.
Yeah.
I want to say that I used it on him.
You use.
Whoever's been watching, thanks for watching. We'll be
Something
back
on
next
that.
Wednesday at 6 o'clock.
So
Central Standard Time.
Dwayne,
Yeah.
so you know,
Thanks for watching.
I intend still to go Arcane Trickster,
Uh-huh.
and if I do like a spell that I automatically get under that, like it's one that you absolutely have to take. It's your Legerdemain is a mage hand, but it's an invisible mage hand that you
Ooh.
can like pick locks with and disarm traps. Like you can use your
I
thieves
want
tool
one
with
of
that.
those.
So
Okay.
that's why I keep trying to watch when you do that, because that's going to be like one of my go-to things